Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Kent State Ice Arena. My name is Alex Rivera, and I'm joined by my partner, Max Most. Stay with us, folks. Broadcast coming shortly here tonight. Before the game, we're going to have a pregame interview with our sideline reporter, Jordan Hiles. She'll be standing by with Coach Zach Nowak. That will be on your screen shortly. Stay with us, folks. Puck drop almost here. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to get this one underway. Little CMHA matchup here tonight with the visiting West Virginia Mountaineers and your Kent State Golden Flashes. Big one tonight here at the Kent State Ice Arena. A little bit on the Mountaineers tonight. 11-2 coming into this one with 35 points. Puts them at fourth in the CMHA. They're coming off an 11-1 win at TCNJ just a few days ago. Big win for them. They're looking to keep that momentum here tonight. And the player to watch for them is going to be number 66, Leonard Haben. The team leading 32 points. Look for him to be a key factor for the Mountaineers tonight. And as for your Golden Flashes, coming into this one with an impressive 14-9-1 record with 41 points on the season so far, puts them at second in the CMHA. Big sweep against Canisius University last weekend here at the Kent State Ice Arena. They're really creating that separation in the standing, and this weekend so vital with a full slate of CMHA matchups. With that kicking off here tonight at home, they got to continue this two-game win streak here tonight and keep stacking those points. And for you, Max, who's one player to watch tonight for the Golden Flash to really make an impact?
It's got to be number 27, Nick Kataya. He's a freshman, and he was actually out all of last weekend. Again, he was a little banged up from playing against Kentucky the week before, very physical matches. But he is now back this weekend after he missed last weekend. He has 46 points, which is tied for the team lead. That's not right. Who has 46 points?
Kaibas. Cornell Kaibas also has 46 points.
Okay, so Kaibas is catching up in the race that
Yes.
I'm hearing. I watching those two in their point rankings so far in the ACHA has been fantastic, by the way. Sorry to get a bit derailed there. And we're just really looking to see him get back to how he was playing in the first half of the season. Again, he was in a whole head and shoulders ahead of the competition, and I want to see him get back to that point after missing last weekend.
Absolutely, Max. He was top 3 at one point in the entire Division I rankings for points in the first half of the season, so he's looking to get right back going where he left off last time. And for me, Max, it's got to be number 19, Jules Jardine. He's got 23 points this year, puts him at fourth on the team rankings. But he had a big weekend last weekend. A lot of key players, as you said, Max, out last weekend. He really stepped up leading his line and had some crucial moments in those couple games last weekend. We're going to step away just for a brief moment as the player introductions get going underway here at the Kent State Ice Arena. And when we come back, we will have puck drop. Stay with us, folks. Game time moments away. Thank you for staying with us, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to bring you Puck Drop tonight. Flashes on the right side of the ice, Mountaineers on the left. Teams doing their final tune-ups here, and they will present their starting lines on the ice, and we will get this one rolling. Flashes just got to keep the momentum they had last week. Played a very sound game, and as we mentioned, without some key players, but those players back in the lineup tonight, most notably number 27, Nick Kataya. Look for him to be an absolute force to be messed with here tonight. Both teams got their starting lines now on the ice. Referees checking in with our PA announcer, and we will get this one rolling. Players making their way to the center dot. Packed house here tonight at the Kent State Ice Arena. Tons of fans on both sides of the arena. Sticks banging against the benches, and you know what that means. Ref blows his whistle. Players in position. Puck is down, and we are underway in this one. Such a crucial matchup here tonight at the Kent State Ice Arena. Opening possession 1 to the Mountaineers. And they're going to dump this puck deep. No touch through the neutral zone, and that's going to give us our first whistle for an icing call. We will send this one down to the West Virginia zone. Now first offensive zone draw for the Flashes.
Good to start things out here on an offensive draw. Again, they can make something happen. They can generate some pressure, some chances here off of this faceoff. So for the first 11 seconds, I'd say this is off to a good start.
Absolutely. Kataya won that right back to McGuffin, and he rifled a shot. First save of the night there for the Mountaineers netminder Sluches. Flash is still threatening. McGuffin going to send it to the opposite corner, looking for Kaibas to pick this puck up. He's going to chip one over to Kataya. Kataya centering pass there off the side of the cage. Kaibas now, he's going to try the Michigan attempt off the side of the cage. Tried one last weekend, oh so close last weekend, and oh so close here tonight. Still battling hard for this puck. Kaibas still with possession now, battling off a few West Virginia defenders. Mountaineers just can't pick the puck away from him. Now Jack Hale going to give him some reinforcement. Centers a pass to Kaibas. Quick shot there. Sluch just going to cover that one up. We're going to get another whistle there. What an opening shift there from that first line for the Flashes.
I was stunned there for a second. We're about a minute in, and some of those chances were like just right off of it. Again, McGuffin shot there from the back of the zone. Kaibas with a couple Michigan attempts. That's kind of crazy. We don't see that very often. Great way to start this game off so far.
Absolutely, and Flashes win the possession off the faceoff once again, and they go right back to work. Bianca going to center pass for Avellino. Quick shot there, and they score! TJ Avellino caps off an opening. Great couple minutes there for the Kent State Golden Flashes. And they're going to be playing from ahead tonight, making the score 1-0. 18:57 left to play in the first.
Even though we're only a minute in, I wouldn't say that that was a lucky goal. That was the result of, again, coming into the game with a lot of energy, again, prepared to, be super physical and really get in there and, again, get up offensively, and that's exactly what they just did.
Maybe one of the best starts of the season for the Flashes. Look for them to continue that pace. So West Virginia trying to get this puck the other direction now, trying to get some pressure of their own, but Flashes quickly on that one, send this puck out. Mountaineers trying to regroup to the neutral zone there. Picked up by the Flashes. Avellino going to send it in deep, looking for Bianca to win this one. Bianca battling hard for this puck. Woods there for the Mountaineers. Bianca had it momentarily. Stepping up is Angel Nikolov going to send a shot wide around the goal there. Now Nikolov out of the zone, going to pick it up through the neutral zone. Looks like Sanchez touched it just over the blue line there, so the refs will blow that play dead for an offsides whistle. Mountaineers going to go for the line change here.
Again, just a fantastic sequence of events we saw from the Flashes. We saw them with a couple takeaways there as well. Again, really showing that they're going to keep up with that puck handling and aggressive strategy that we want to see from them.
Odd Sturchill off that draw, going to hit the red line, going to dump it in deep, looking for Bryson Miller to win this one. Bears there with him as well. But now here come the Mountaineers going the other way. Hart's trying to carry this puck himself, going to get this puck in deep for West Virginia. Barry takes a check all the way to the boards around the net of Weiss. Puck bouncing around in front of Weiss there and scooped out of the zone by Sanchez. Good defensive effort there by him. Mountaineers going to just dump this one in deep once again, but onto the stick of Angel Nikolov, and he's going to take some time behind his own net. Nikolov going to go cross ice, going to connect with Sanchez. Sanchez try to chip a pass up there. That's going to go into the West Virginia bench, and that's going to blow this play dead once again. 17:37 left to play in the first.
One of the big things I'm noticing already, again, at the start of the game is the Flashes are really hustling and really working to keep West Virginia from making a clean entrance into their zone, right? And again, if they can keep them from even getting into their zone, having sustained time there, realistically, that's going to give us a lot more of an advantage.
It looks like Hall going to get called for the tripping there off that draw. Just got his stick racked up under a West Virginia player there. And we're going to see a little bit of the West Virginia power play here. Flash is going to go on an early penalty kill. Brady Hall going to get called for the tripping there.
Honestly, that was a weird one. I don't know if I've ever seen a tripping like right off of a face-off like that. It looked kind of like they got tangled up. I'm not really sure what happened there.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a tangle up there, and Hall just got the short end of the stick there and couldn't get his stick out in time. And nonetheless, Flashes will have to go on the penalty kill. Important 2 minutes here for the Mountaineers. Down one early in this one, trying to tie this one up. Flashes with their work cut out for him here now. Mountaineers tie this puck up in the corner boards in the Kent State zone. Both teams poking at this puck, trying to get it moving. Flash is staying hard there, not letting that puck go too far, but now picked up by the Mountaineers. Good interception there by Bianca, just going to shovel that one ahead. Mountaineers forced to regroup. Bianca still bringing the pressure here. Short-handed, Cole Bianca going to push this puck deep into the West Virginia zone. Mountaineers with possession momentarily. But good job by Cole Bianca pushing that puck in deep. Big hit there. What a shot there from Jules Jardine in the West Virginia zone. Just laid out Woods. Flashes, as we've said time and time again, they really play hard on the penalty kill. Shorthand, and they're a force to be reckoned with. Sometimes it doesn't feel like they know they're on the penalty kill because they just keep moving. There goes Jardine, still pushing this puck into the zone. Flashes really bringing the pressure to the Mountaineers, who can't get anything going in the direction of the Kent State zone. Now they're going to try their hand up the left wing. There was our player to watch. Haven's going to dump this one in deep. Weiss out behind his net to play this one, and Flashes just clear it once again. This time off the stick of Kyle Holmes. 40 seconds left in the West Virginia power play. Mountaineers not much to show for it here so far. Now here come West Virginia, breaking up the left side of the ice across the red line, and now into the offensive zone. Dylan Shea going to send this around the end boards. Two Flashes. Bump there. McGuffin was there first. Now pushing this puck the other way. Once again, Cole Bianca. He's going to create an offensive chance here. Short-handed. Bianca tried to center that one over to Avellino. Flash is bringing the pressure. Avellino going to play it back to Holmes. He's going to step back into his own zone, go cross ice to McGuffin, who's just going to send this one deep. And with 5 seconds left, that's going to kill off this penalty. What a good job on the penalty kill by the Kent State Golden Flashes there. Not letting West Virginia get anything going. Now here come the Mountaineers skating in hard. Matty Weiss out of his blue paint there to poke that one away. Nice job by him. Mountaineers now trying to set something up. Flash is bringing the pressure. Good check there by Odd Sturchill in the corner. Puck's going to go around the other side of the ice here, up the left wing. Flash is just trying to chip it ahead. Hale just going to send one up for Kataya. Kataya trying to get the Jets going. Intercepted there by Hartz. Hartz now going to play a pass over. Mountaineers skating in. Good save there by Matty Weiss. Mountaineers find the rebound. Another shot there. That one wide of the net of Weiss. Flash is trying to bump this one out here. Puck just kind of rolling around in the Kent State zone. Neither team can really gather possession. Nice job by Kaibas picking this puck up. Now he's got some space to work with. He's going to bring it up the left side. Now going to send one over to Kataya. Those two going to play catch there. Back to Kaibas. Kaibas right back to Kataya. Some nice moves from both of them. Kataya trying to get in on the right dot now. Going to play it back up top. Quick shot there. Falkowski looking for the deflection off the stick of Kaibas. Saved by Sluchis. Now here comes Hale trying to pick this puck up out of the pile. Kataya picks it up now off his stick. And out of the zone there, Sealing forced to recover. Flashes bringing it to the Mountaineers here early on in this one. Now Sealing just going to dump it in deep. Flashes went for the line change behind the play. Sealing will try to go up the boards, looking for Kataya to win that one. Now here come the Mountaineers breaking out of their own zone. The Flashes waiting for him in their own zone. Falkowski just enough on that one. Tried to find Barry, but a little too far for him. Barry staying with the play, however. Barry going to run into McDonough. McDonough going to play one back to Schmidt, and Schmidt now going to break this one out of the West Virginia zone, now into the offensive zone for the Mountaineers. Centering past there, Weiss finds the rebound, puck bouncing around. Quick shot again, Weiss with another save there through some traffic, and he'll just hold that one. 13:42 left to play in the first.
The Flashes have been playing a very physical game already here tonight. I've probably watched a Mountaineers player go down, whether it's from some little hits in the corner, that big open ice hit we saw there from Jules Jardine. They have just been doing a fantastic job at really putting their body first and not being afraid to hit their opponent.
Absolutely. You could tell Flash is coming out with tons of energy here tonight in front of this home crowd. Got to use that crowd to their advantage tonight and keep the gas going in their direction. He's now picking this puck up behind his own net. Justin McGuffin. McGuffin with a little bit of space. Going to try to saucer pass out of his zone. Intercepted there by Hartz. Now Flashes have to retool once again. Avellino going to spin one around the end boards, connecting with Holmes. Holmes going to try one, play one up to Jardine. Jardine going to try to go cross ice. That pass intercepted there by Hartz once again. Hart's now going to play a pass over to Shea. Nice save there by Weiss. Rebound fanned on by a West Virginia player. Now Flashes going to try to get going the other way quickly. Mountaineers staying tough in the neutral zone, but Flashes, nice job by Jardine to get that one in deep. Briggs with some time now for the Mountaineers. Briggs going to play one up to Shea, who's going to hit the red line and just send it in deep, just over the stick of Weiss. So Odd Sturchill going to have to pick this one up in the corner. Flashes giving Odd Sturchill some help. Angel Nikolov, his line mate over there. Now tried to play a pass up to Sanchez. Couldn't connect between those two. West Virginia's going to send it in deep once again. But onto the stick of Brian Odd Sturchill. Now Odd Sturchill going to turn away from some pressure here. Going to play a pass up to Parker. Parker going to float one out now. Now here comes Tychelis Casey. Tychelis Casey, he's going to try a shot there. Sluches with the save. A little bit after the play there, Schmidt gave Tychelis Casey a shove, and we know Tychelis Casey not scared of a fight. He's had one before here just last weekend. Tychelis Casey, not the one to mess with if you're West Virginia. Tychelis Casey's the one that'll give it to him. Mountaineers must not know, but they're going to find out here soon if they keep messing with him.
Tychelis Casey, he had a fighting penalty about, I think it was 2 games ago, the first game against Canisius.
Yes.
He looked like he was looking for another one there. I do love to see the physicality. It seemed like, I don't know if this is just me, it seemed like he might have gamed the system a little bit by dropping one glove but not the other one. Because it doesn't look like he's getting that fighting penalty. It looks like they just sent him off the ice. So
might have learned a little bit from that last time when he dropped both the gloves, and
he just might have.
Nobody wanted to give him a contest, so he was just testing the waters there, I believe. And Sluchis almost puts that one in his own net there as he tried to go behind his own net into the end boards, and that puck off the post. Now this puck up and out of play through the netting somehow. We will get another whistle. Puck still staying in the West Virginia zone. Flashes with another O-zone draw.
Again, sorry, I was watching what was unfolding there between Tychelis Casey, and I think that was number 15 for the Mountaineers. Tychelis Casey was really trying to kind of bother him a little bit and be a little bit annoying with a little bit of a shoulder check there. It was interesting to watch. Again, like to see the Flashes trying to get under their skin a little bit.
Yeah, and important to note here, no Liam Norton tonight in the lineup, so Tychelis Casey playing that instigator role that Norton does oh so well. We know Tychelis Casey, he's a pro at it at this point, and he's going to hit the red line and just dump it in deep. Mountaineers going to try to go cross ice, couldn't connect through the neutral zone, so Falkowski will touch this one up in his own zone, and this puck will be coming right back to the West Virginia zone for an icing with just 11:46 left to play in the first.
With this start, I just really can't ask for more. I feel like they've been doing very, very well, again, with their physicality, with their offense, with their defense as well. Again, they've broken up some passes really well, which has led to them getting those offensive chances. So I really, really like their game plan so far here for tonight.
Yeah, Flashes look extra prepared here tonight on home ice. They're ready for this Mountaineers team. Is Bruno going to hit the red line, just going to chip it in deep for West Virginia. Picking this one up is Chaston Sealing. Bruno is on his hit, but Sealing wins that race there. Going to play it over to his line mate Falkowski. He's going to send this one up and out of play. So we'll get another stoppage here just 10 seconds after that last one.
A couple quick stoppages here. It's gone out of play here a couple times. It almost makes me wonder, is like our glass shorter than it would be at like an NHL level or AHL level? Because it goes out of bounds a lot. That and hitting the ceiling, which is something you don't get at really any other ice arena other than ours here.
Absolutely. Kent State Ice Arena with some interesting dimensions for sure. It's now West Virginia has this puck behind the net of Weiss. Flash is trying to get this one out of harm's way. Flash is just trying to send it out, and they do. Over the outstretched hand there of Barber. West Virginia going to have to go the length of the ice. Just going to send it in deep instead, and they're going to find Chaston Sealing. Instead of a teammate there is now Avellino going to play one back to Sealing. Now Sealing up the right side, going to try to chip one ahead to Jardine. Jardine takes a tumble to a knee there. Sealing was on his hip trying to win that one off him. Jardine going to try to go cross ice here, trying to get this one over to Avellino. He's just going to send it in deep. Flash is going to go for the line change behind the play. Good hit there by Luke Barry in the West Virginia zone. Just ran his man over. Luke Barry there like a freight train there. Took down Briggs. Good hit by him. West Virginia going to pick this one up. Weiss out of his crease there. Not too worried. Quick rebound shot there. Wide of the net. Weiss was out of his crease just a little bit, and West Virginia threatening as they're going to try to get this puck in deep once again. Good stick check there by the Kent State defense. Kyle Holmes once again with a major stick check there. Mountaineers still threatening. Now picking this one up with some space to work. Hitting the red line. Nice job there by Miller. Dumping this one in deep. Briggs trying to pick this puck up for the Mountaineers. Centering pass there for the Flashes, but instead finds a stick of Mason Hartz. And he will clear the zone for West Virginia. Flashes all the way back to their own zone to regroup here. Now on the stick of Schmidt. Schmidt trying to play a pass over to his teammate. Now Schmidt just trying to force this one out of the zone, and he does. But picked up in the neutral zone by Sanchez. Sanchez going to find Miller. Miller going to hit the red line, send it in deep. Intercepted there by Briggs before it could really get into the West Virginia zone. Now Hart's trying to make some moves here through the neutral zone, carrying it by himself into the offensive zone, but Flashes were ready for him. Good stick work there by Nick Kataya on the back check. Now he's going to find Cornell Kaibas. He's stick checked away there by Hartz. These players just trading shots here. Neither team can really get a good offensive possession going. West Virginia just opting to send it in deep. Quick shot there off that dumping attempt, and Weiss saves that one. A little pile in front of Weiss after the play. Looks like nothing much will come of that one. So 9:17 left to play in the first. This game getting pretty tightly checked.
I agree. Matthew Weiss has made some fantastic saves already so far, and I do like that he's not afraid to get out of the crease a little bit, be a little bit more adventurous.
Puck down now. One back to McGuffin. McGuffin has that one sticked off of his stick, up and out of play, and will do it again in the Kent State zone once again.
Another quick stoppage. I hate these. I hate these because it kind of messes up the pacing of the game a little bit, but looks like the Flash is getting back and getting ready to take this one. Again, a big kind of face-off here because, West Virginia looks like they're set up to kind of pass it over and get a pretty quick shot. However, it looks like the Flashes are going to win possession of it.
Nice job by the Flashes at the dot there. Nick Kataya winning another crucial face-off, especially in the defensive zone. Now Flashes will break out of their own zone. On the stick of Cornell Kaibas, he takes a tumble to the ice. No tripping call there from any refs, so Glamkowski now in his own zone, trying to get out for the Mountaineers. Kaibas lays a big check there in the West Virginia zone. He wasn't leaving that shift with nothing. Good job by him. Now Mountaineers trying to tie this one up, trying to center a pass here. Had that puck momentarily behind the net of Weiss, but Flashes all over it once again. Kaibas dances around two defenders. 2-on-1 chance here for the Flashes. Quick shot. Slucha saves that one. Kaibas tries the rebound attempt off the side of the cage. Good look there for Kent State. Kaibas and Kataya, the dangerous duo here for the Flashes. Got to be mindful whenever one of those two has the puck on their stick. Now Hale going to try a between the legs pass there. Is looking to connect to Kataya. A little too far for him. Kataya still bringing the pressure now. Forcing a turnover as Falkowski just going to dump it in deep. The Flash is going to skate off for the line change. West Virginia going to get a chance to get up the ice here. Now here comes Henry. Puck on his stick, going to dump it in deep for West Virginia. Falkowski there. Nice job on the defensive end, getting back to that puck for the Flashes. Now Kent State quickly breaking out of their own zone. Tychus Casey leading this rush. Going to play a pass down to Hall. Hall, tough angle shot there off the mask of Sluchas there. And that puck can get deflected up and off the ceiling. As you were saying, Max, weird dimensions here at the Kent State Ice Arena. Probably the only arena you'll get a bump out of play off the ceiling.
Absolutely. That was a fantastic rush there from the Flashes. A very hard shot. Again, I believe that was done by Brady Hall down there, again, from the left side of the goaltender. I think that was a fantastic shot. And we saw Kaibas and Kataya also get a 2-on-1. Unfortunately, nothing came of that. However, I thought it was a great idea. Love the way that they've been playing so far tonight.
Absolutely. Flashes with some great energy here to start this one. So they win the face-off, but can't keep it in the offensive zone. Have to regroup in their own zone now. On the stick of Nick Falkowski, he's going to slide one up to Bianca. Bianca just going to shuffle one ahead to Avellino. Avellino center ice here. Takes a huge hit there. Another shot there off the post, off the stick of Jardine. Flash is still threatening. Avellino going to turn and let another one go. Stick check there by Bruno. We'll send that one up and out of play. 7:23 left to play in the first.
Huge hit there by the Mountaineers. Again, that was a hard hit. However, what I will say, it looks like it might have hurt him a little bit more than it hurt. I believe that was Avellino he ran into.
Yeah, Avellino doesn't look too phased.
No, he hopped right back up. So good to see that.
Absolutely.
Don't like seeing anybody getting hurt, but love those big hits.
Absolutely. This Flash is going to send it around the end boards, trying to pick possession up now, but Briggs going to win this one for the Mountaineers. He goes cross ice here, connecting pass there, but a little too far for his man, and Weiss will just cover that one up in his blue paint. Get an offensive zone draw coming up for the Mountaineers.
Great job to really stay on the defense there. I think that was great. Again, the way that the Flashes were able to intercept that before he was even able to get a shot, and so Weiss could just cover. Once again, fantastic read and fantastic play by them.
Absolutely, and those are the plays that might not show up on the stat sheet, but those are the ones that really make the difference in these tight checking games. So now there's a puck bouncing around in the Kent State zone. Now Sanchez trying to force it out of his zone. Just can't muscle that one out, so Mountaineers will dump it in deep. Weiss going to play one to Nikolov. He overskates that one. Centering pass for the Mountaineers. Weiss back in his net, though. Now Nikolov with some time, going to go cross ice. Connecting pass there for Sanchez. Sanchez up the left side of the ice here. Sanchez going to play one down for Barry. Barry going to pause for a second. Tries a center pass, looking for Bryson Miller. A little too far for him, so finds a stick of Sanchez. Sanchez lays a big hit there on Schmidt. Got a little extra after the play. Sanchez giving him some words of encouragement after that big hit. West Virginia does clear the zone now. Now racing up the ice is Shea. Shea going to try a tough angle shot. Easy save there from Matty Weiss, and he'll hold that one in his glove. 6:21 left to play in the first.
Matthew Weiss just always makes it look so easy, and I think that's a great example of a play there. Again, those can be kind of hard when you're on that such a tough angle to really snag it, corral it, before, again, anything else is going to happen. And he does it, and he makes it look easy.
He's always very calm and composed, and in an in-state comparison here, got to give it up for, he plays a lot like Jet Greaves from the Columbus Blue Jackets. Always just calm and composed in net is Matty Weiss. Always a good night when he's in net for the Flashes.
Absolutely, and I would 100% agree with your comparison. They both play very smart, and again, they both have a very good glove and aren't afraid to use it. And that's one of my personal favorites to see in goaltenders. You love the flashy saves, but it's even better when they're always in position and never have to make that flashy save.
Absolutely, not necessarily always flashy, but he's made some flashy ones, but just reliable, and that's the best trait Matty Weiss has. He makes another one through some traffic on cue there. We'll do it again in the Kent State zone. Gets a little stick tap there from McGuffin, thanking him for that one.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about when I say he's not afraid to use his glove. We just had a stoppage. That was a very quick one. However, that was his best opportunity to make the save, so that's what he went with.
Puck now one off the draw by West Virginia. And another glove save by Matty Weiss. He's going to cover it again, making a couple huge saves here for the Flashes. Puck sitting in the Kent State zone for a little while now. Flashes got to try to get this one out.
As glad and impressed I am that he saved that one, let's hope this next one's on another quick stoppage here.
Flashes battling hard for possession of this puck, trying to force it the other way. And they do get that one out. Hale just going to chop this one onto the net of Sluchis. Sluchis out of his crease to play it. Kaibas going to turn and let one go. Nobody can find as it bounced up in the air for a second off the deflection. Now Kataya centering pass there for Kaibas. Quick shot there. Kicked away there by Sluchis. Another shot from the top of the point, kicked away by Sluchis once again. And he'll let his teammates pick that one up as Brackett going to clear the zone for the Mountaineers. Now West Virginia skating into the offensive zone now. Hale with the pressure at the blue line. Center ice, Mountaineers with the puck. Quick shot there, another save by Matty Weiss. Mountaineers still threatening. Center ice pass once again, and Matty Weiss with another huge save. A little pushing and shoving in the blue paint there after the play. We're going to get a scrum here. Matty Weiss clears the area. Both teams going at it. Players going down. Fists are being thrown, and this one is unraveling quickly. Players on the ice now. Referees in between the pile here trying to break this one up. This game boiling over quickly. Kyle Holmes sent a man to the ice there. Referee's going to have to pull out the West Virginia player from the bottom of that pile. Kyle Holmes, the enforcer here tonight for the Golden Flashes.
Absolutely. Again, great to see that. I'm interested to see how the penalties shake out here. If this winds up turning to be kind of even matched incidental penalties, I would be totally down with that play. My hope is that the Flashes don't get any kind of instigator penalty here.
Looks like already going to the box for the Mountaineers, number 90, Daniel Falzer, and number 17, Kyle Holmes for the Flashes, already going to the box. They've accepted their fates. We'll see how the rest of these shake out, or if these will be the only two in the box. So it looks like Holmes still talking to Falzer through the glass there. Falzer not giving him the time of day.
That's kind of funny. Again, I like watching. It's so fun being here and, getting the look of the arena. We get to see, again, they're still arguing in the box. It looks like the ref might actually be yelling at him to stop doing that. I'm very interested to see how this shakes out. Again, if this just winds up being two fighting penalties, I am going to be very happy with that play and think that it definitely, I love to see some physicality. It kind of keeps the game interesting. So if it's just those two get, again, fighting or roughing penalties, I think that's fine. What I'm also hoping is to not see either of them get ejected. I think that would be a bit much, but, I mean, we've seen crazier things.
Absolutely. Definitely hope nobody kicked out of the game. Holmes, such a key piece of that defensive back end there for the Golden Flashes. Looks like both players staying in the box, so nobody heading into the locker room early tonight. So that is a good sign for both teams.
I'm guessing it's going to stay 5-on-5 because it looks like West Virginia has 5 players out.
That's what it appears. Looks like penalties still haven't got put up on the scoreboard just quite yet, so don't have the official word. And if they're giving them the 5-minute fighting or if they're going to be the 2 minutes of roughing, we will see momentarily. 5:21 left to play in the first. Puck going to stay in the Kent State zone.
Are the Flashes down a man? I can't tell. Oh.
And it looks like not happy skating over to the box. Brady Hall, once again, his second penalty of the night. So it looks like the Flashes are going to have to go on the penalty kill here. Not really sure how Brady Hall gets kind of kicked there. I don't really know. It's tough to see through the crowd of players. Don't know if Hall is on the other side of that there.
I'm going to try to listen to the PA and see if I can hear it.
Shot there floating around there in center ice. Kicked away by the Flashes defense. Briggs at the top of the blue line, going to play one over to Hartz. Hartz going to send one down low. West Virginia threatening here. Tough angle shot there. Weiss finds it through the traffic. He'll cover that one up. Good save by Matty Weiss as the crowd grew in front of him.
Apologize for the little bit of quiet there. I was trying very, very hard to listen to the PA announcer and see what he was saying, but I don't think I got it.
Yeah, tough to hear. Tough to hear sometimes
very tough
from
to
up
hear
here.
from here, but regardless, the Flashes are down a man for another minute and 39 seconds.
Flashes just trying to clear the zone. Jardine can't kick it out there. Trying to give him some support was Sealing. Sealing couldn't get it out either. Mountaineers really threatening here in the offensive zone. West Virginia now right side of the blue line. Gonna take this one. Woods, center ice there, looking for a pass down low. Centering pass there, off the post there. Mountaineers couldn't capitalize. That was their chance. Kent State saved by the post this time. Mountaineers still threatening. West Virginia trying to keep this one in. Barely keeping it at the blue line is Briggs. Falkowski trying to send it out of the zone, but off the skate of Briggs there, and Briggs just going to tie it up along the boards. Mountaineers still in the offensive zone. Another shot there, high and wide there. It looks like we will get a whistle here. Refs will blow this play dead. 4:14 left to play in the first. Both teams going to get a line change. Just 54 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Golden Flashes.
No idea what was happening along the back of the boards there. Again, it looked like there was a West Virginia player on top of a Flash for a prolonged period of time, I would say. So looks like they just kind of both got off with a warning there.
Yeah, it was Briggs and Sanchez tied up behind the play in the Kent State blue line there. And as you said, both players kind of tied up, laying on each other there, but nothing will come of that. This Flash is going to send it the length of the ice. West Virginia going to have to do a full regroup here. Shea going to connect on a pass for Glamkowski. He's going to go cross ice for Hartz. Hartz stick check there. Nice job by Avellino getting back on the defensive end. Mountaineers going to dump it in deep. McGuffin was waiting for it. Going to play one off the boards there. Took a weird bounce, but not out of the zone. West Virginia still trying to build some offensive zone time. With just 15 seconds left on the power play, West Virginia trying to salvage it here. Flash is just looking to survive. West Virginia connecting on a few passes there behind the net of Matty Weiss. Sluchis gives him the signal. This one's about to expire. Quick shot there and through some traffic. Matty Weiss flashing the leather once again with that glove. Just 4 seconds left with this extra man for the Mountaineers.
We didn't necessarily see it a lot on this penalty kill, but the Flashes have one of the most aggressive offensively penalty kills I've ever seen, like across all hockey that I've seen. And we didn't see it as much there, but even still, how aggressive they fight for possession. It's a level that I haven't seen in any other type of hockey on any other team.
Absolutely. Shot from the point there, deflected up and out of play off the stick of Matty Weiss, but that buys them just enough time to get Brady Hall out of the box. And now we will be back to even strength.
That's also fantastic because, you know, what happens a lot of times at the end of a penalty is the player comes back on the ice, but they still are set up very, very well, and it takes a second for them to kind of catch up with the extra man on the ice. So to just go straight into a face-off here, the Flashes win and get possession, and it looks like they're going to get a penalty going in their favor as well.
Absolutely. Looks like the Flash is going to earn a power play here just seconds after getting off the penalty kill. Now the Flash is on the power play. Matthew Parker was tripped up there. West Virginia going to be down a man now.
Very obvious call, in my opinion. That was very textbook tripping there. Again, don't
Absolutely.
think he meant to do it, but it will put the Flashes on the power play here for a minute, and I would really, really love to see them score. Getting up 2-0 in the first period, I think would be a great way to set the tone for the rest of the game.
Absolutely. Would be crucial to go up 2 goals heading into that first intermission. Avellino now skating this one around. And in the box for the Mountaineers, number 77, Sean Quinn, he's going to be the one serving for the tripping call here. Flashes on the power play. Bianca going to play one down low for Nick Kataya. Kataya going to send it around to Avellino. Goes top point for Kaibas. Kaibas going to connect with Biancan. Now down low to Kataya. Goes back up top to Biancan. Cross ice for Kaibas. Pumps the brakes. Centering pass between the legs. Shot there from Bryson Miller. Stuffed there by Sluches. Mountaineers clear the zone. Still a minute and 25 seconds on the power play. Flashes with plenty of time and a great first look at it there. Biancan going to lead the rush. Going to send it over to Kataya, right side. Kataya's going to try a shot wide of the net there. Avellino going to send it back in deep. Schmidt trying to get it out for the Mountaineers, but Miller ties him up. Getting some help from Kaibas now. Miller going to send it down low for Kataya. Kataya back up the boards here for Kaibas. Kaibas top point for Biancan. Biancan playing point guard here. Going to send it down low for Avellino. Avellino behind the net now of Sluches. Now going to play one over to Kataya. Kataya no look pass there to Avellino. Avellino going around the other side. He's going to try his crack at it. Centering pass there. Puck bouncing around. Sluches kicked it away, but Flashes pick it up off the rebound. Now Kaibas plays one over to Biancan. He goes right back to him. Kataya, tough angle shot there. Sluches flashes the glove there. Couldn't control it, but he got a piece of it. Centering pass there from Kataya. Looking for Avellino to put this one in. 30 seconds left on the power play. Flash is really buzzing here. Kataya goes right dot for Biancan. Biancan now. He's going to switch it up, go left dot. He tries a shot blocked out in front. Kataya trying to pick up the rebound. He tries a shot. Sluches saves this one. Puck still bouncing around, and the Mountaineers clear the zone somehow. Flash is doing everything they can on that power play, but just can't put it in the back of the net. Sluches making some tough saves there for West Virginia as they send it in from center ice deep behind the net. As that penalty expires, coming up just on a minute left to play here in this first period. Flashes will have to do a full regroup as both teams back to even strength. Barber back to retrieve this puck for the Mountaineers. Darting up the left side of the ice here. Pressured by Parker, going to send it in deep. Weiss with possession. Going to send it back where it came from, trying to get it back to Parker. Flashes kick that one out of the zone. No icing here. West Virginia going to have to go the length of the ice to regroup. Sluch is out behind his own crease to pick up this puck. Going to play it up the boards. He connects with Hartz. Hartz now going to play a pass over. Finds Shea. Shea's going to send this one in deep. Weiss out behind his net to play it once again. Weiss with some time to work here. Flash is trying to connect on that cross-ice pass. Was looking for Sanchez in the neutral zone. He couldn't find it with his stick. That's going to get them an icing call. 23.1 left to play in the first. This puck going to head back to the Kent State zone.
Despite not getting a goal on that power play, I think it was a very good showing of how the Flash's best offense can kind of pair up against West Virginia's best defense. And I will give them credit where credit is due. I think West Virginia had a great showing there of their defense. They did a great job at really shutting down the Flashes on that penalty kill.
And a shot there from the point and through some traffic. Finds the back of the net for West Virginia. And just as time was getting ready to expire in this first period, the Mountaineers tie this one up 1-1 with 19.2 seconds left to play. Tough break there for the Flashes. It looks like finding that one off the deflection there, number 56, Nick Bruno there, going to get credited with the goal for West Virginia. And he ties this one up.
A little bit of unfortunate timing there on me giving West Virginia some credit. It seems like they scored right off that, so I'm not going to do that for the rest of the game.
Now off this last few seconds in the first period, Woods finds it in the neutral zone. He's going to send it in up the right side, tries a centering pass there, goes through all the players there, picked up by the Flashes, and now just going to hold this one in his own zone. Kyle Holmes just going to hold this puck in his own zone as time expires. The last minute change of scenery there now, the score tied at 1-1 heading into the first intermission. Flashes played a flawless first period up until that last 20 seconds, really, Max.
I 100% agree. Again, I really couldn't have asked for more from them for most of the first period. It was just in the last couple minutes. Again, right after their power play, it seemed like they kind of gained some momentum off of killing off the Flashes power play and were able to find the back of the net that way.
Absolutely. So Flashes, not the end of the period they wanted, but nonetheless, they're going to have to go to the locker room and regroup and find a way to get back on top in this one. Stay with us, folks. Stay through the broadcast. And in the intermission here, we will have some interviews from our sideline reporter, Jordan Hiles, coming up. She'll be standing by with number 21, TJ Avellino, the lone goal scorer for the Kent State Golden Flashes in that first period. Stay with us, folks, and when we come back, we will have the second period action. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Live from the Kent State Ice Arena as we get ready for the second period. This one all knotted up at 1 apiece. West Virginia got a late goal there, just 19.2 seconds left. And that first period, Bruno with the equalizer for the Mountaineers. Flashes played a dominant first period. Just gave up that last-minute goal. Looking to get right back to what they were doing to start off that first and keep that energy up. Got to find a way to play from ahead now.
Like you said, Alex, the Flashes were very dominant in the first period. Realistically, they had a ton of dangerous chances, a lot of sustained offensive zone pressure, and it was just very disappointing to kind of see the Mountaineers squeak that one in at the end. However, they were coming off a fantastic penalty kill. Again, got to give credit where credit was due. Did a great job kind of killing the Flashes' momentum and gaining some for themselves, but hopefully the start of the second period will kind of be a reset for both teams.
Absolutely, Flashes. Plenty of time to reset in that locker room, as you said, Max, and they are ready to get this one underway. Coaches getting their starting lines out on the ice, players making their way to the center dot as we get ready to get this second period underway. Referee blows his whistle. They are ready to go. Sticks starting to bang against the benches. Puck drop just seconds away as that puck is now down. The second period is underway. The Flashes skating out with possession. Sealing going to go cross ice to Avellino. Avellino just going to shovel one in deep. Briggs now fanning on that puck. Flashes pick it up. Quick shot there wide of the net of Sluchis. Mountaineers going to regroup in their own zone. Haben trying to push the pace here for the Mountaineers, and he's just going to send this one off his stick deep, but a little too far there. No touch through the neutral zone. And Falkowski wins the race, and that's going to get our first whistle of the period for an icing as puck making its way right back to the West Virginia zone.
Again, good for the Flashes to kind of force that icing off of a lot of possession time. Again, I'm really excited to see what they're able to continue to do here so far in the second period, and I feel like that was a pretty good start.
Offensive zone draw for the Flashes. They win the faceoff. Big hit there in the West Virginia zone. Falkowski took a tumble, but he gets right back up. Good to see him right back up. Puck now just kind of rolling around West Virginia. Looks like they have possession. Woods going to play one over to Briggs. Briggs going to peel out left side, pump the brakes, spin back, and play one up the ice for Hartz. Hartz now going to go cross ice. Mountaineers skating in. Haben with a quick shot. No look shot there, high and wide of the net of Weiss. Puck rolls all the way around the end boards, just to the blue line. Mountaineers keep it in, but Falkowski up the left side. Going to find Jardine, who hits the red line and send it in deep. Flash is going to skate off for a line change behind the play. West Virginia is going to float this one into the neutral zone. McGuffin going to lay a stick check there. Woods picks it up, sends it in deep. Woods finished off there in the neutral zone by Kaibas. Good check by him. Bruno going to send one down low for Haben. Haben no look centering pass there. Kataya was ready for that one. Kaibas shakes off a hit there. Mountaineers going to dump it in deep. Holmes in his own zone, right dot, looking for an option. Holmes holding the puck for a second, going to try to feed it up the boards to Hale. Hale gets a stick on that one. That's going to roll all the way deep into the West Virginia zone. Kaibas, first man to the puck with the pressure. West Virginia, though, picks this puck up, going to regroup and up and out of the zone. Kataya from behind picks that one up. Good work by him, just picked the pocket there of the Mountaineers. Flashes now go cross ice to Kaibas. Kaibas can't control it cleanly. West Virginia pushing the other way now. Good stick work there. Nick Kataya on the back check. Crucial defensive effort there. Mountaineers look like they would have had a 2-on-1. Kataya breaks it up. A few new skaters on for the Flashes. Puck rolled around through the blue paint there of Sluchis. Neither team was expecting that. Mountaineers kick it out, though, just in time. Kataya takes a tumble to the ice now. Kept in at the blue line. This puck, Angel Nikolov going to send it in down low. Nikolov looking for Kaibas to win this one. Mountaineers going to send it up and off the boards. Nikolov staying tough at the blue line. Holds this puck in. He finds it. He can't control it now. But through the neutral zone, Odd Sturch, we're going to send it in deep from the red line. And Hale now finishing off his check there. Good job there by Jack Hale finishing off that check before he skates off for his line change. As this puck sent the length of the ice. And for an icing on West Virginia now, going to bring this puck back to their zone. Kent State, another O-zone draw upcoming.
Again, some very good sustained offensive pressure from the Flashes, but one thing I will say about the Mountaineers as well is even though they might not be dominating the possession time, when they do get possession, they do make very good use of it. They had a kind of dangerous chance down here. Matthew Weiss put a stop to it, but once again, they do have a decent shot. They do seem to kind of know what they're doing and really take advantage of the chances and the opportunities when they do get them.
Absolutely, Max. That's a great point. Mountaineers dangerous when you give them chances. Kent State trying to limit as many as they can. Flashes now in the neutral zone trying to play this pack up. Nice job there. TJ Avellino, like a bulldozer, just running through a few Mountaineers defenders. They're trying to keep this puck in. Mountaineers pick it up off his stick, and they're going to feed it in deep. Hartz now looking for a player streaking off the bench there. Good defensive work by Kyle Holmes. Takes a bump, too. Centering pass there, wide open there. Quick shot there. Nice save. Matty Weiss kicked the leg out there and got a piece of it. Mountaineers aren't done. Hartz tries us another centering pass, kept in at the blue line. Good block out in front by TJ Avellino. Puck still in the Kent State zone. Another centering pass there. Kyle Holmes was ready for that one. Mountaineers still have possession of this puck, however. Flash has got to clear. Another centering pass there. Weiss trying to poke it away. It finds the stick of Jules Jardine. Now Jardine going to skate it out for the Flashes. Hits the red line, trying to chip it up ahead to himself. No offside warning there. Mountaineers wanted one, but they won't get the call. Flash is still playing in the offensive zone. Miller evades a hit there. Going to center a pass all the way. Squeaks through some traffic there, finds Nick Falkowski, who's going to play it to Sanchez, who feeds Sealing. Sealing plays a shot from the point, gloved down by Sluchis. And we will get another whistle with 16:07 left to play in this second.
Like you said, fantastic job there. That was just a very good shift overall for TJ Avellino. Again, he really kind of drove it up the ice and got it into the zone by kind of muscling off his defender there early on. I believe he blocked a shot down there as well.
Yes.
So very, very good shift for him on that one.
He's been a standout so far in this game. He's got the goal for the Flashes and making plays on both ends of the ice. Avellino not done yet tonight. His Flashes win possession off the draw. Squeaks to Sanchez. Quick centering pass there is trying to feed Miller. Sluchis was ready for it. He poked it away from him. Flashes still threatening. Barry's going to feed a shot. Wide of the net there of Sluchis. Puck bouncing around in the corner. Miller trying to tie this one up. Mountaineers with possession. Just going to send it out there. Can't keep that one in. It is Sanchez, so this puck rolls all the way back into the Kent State zone. Falkowski going to play one over to his line mate Sealing. Sealing evades a bump there from McDonough. Skating in is Sokol. Easy glove save there from Matty Weiss, and he'll cover it up. Upcoming O-zone draw for the Mountaineers. Looks like both teams going to get a line change here.
That was a great example of what I was talking about with the Mountaineers, that when they do get those offensive chances, they're going to be dangerous and they're going to be played with maximum effort. Even though the Flashes have had more overall chances, I would say the overall risk with a lot of the chances is a little bit lower. They're kind of looking for that perfect shot. Where the Mountaineers, they go in and they come in with a lot of energy, ready to just really get a lot of shots on at the net.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Max. It almost seems like the Mountaineers can really make something out of nothing at times, it seems like. You know, it seems like they don't have anything going, and before you know it, Matty Weiss is getting peppered with shots in the offensive zone, and seemingly when Kent State has been dominating the possession time. So Kent State just got to limit as many chances as they can.
I completely agree with you, Alex. Again, they've really been taking good opportunities when they do arise, and I think that's what's made them a little bit of a more dangerous competitor than other ones we've seen that require consistent pressure to really get those good shots in.
Absolutely, Max. This Flash is pushing this one into the offensive zone, courtesy of Nick Kataya. Kataya takes a check all the way behind the net of Sluchis there. Kaibas took a hack at it, but he couldn't control it cleanly. Now Wood's going to skate in. His shot wide of the net there. Mountaineers pick this one up. Haben now with the puck on his stick, under his feet there. Centering pass there. Quick shot there from Bruno off the side of the cage there, Matty Weiss. Flashes will be able to break out now. Here comes Jack Hale, going to try to go up center ice. Picked up by Kaibas off his stick. Kaibas centering pass there. Puck bouncing around down low. Sluchis can't find it. The Mountaineers defense sweeps it out of harm's way. It's now Nikolov going to step up from the blue line. Quick shot there by Kataya. Another one. Puck still bouncing around. And there's the whistle there. And that puck looks like it's in the back of the net there. And the refs signaled no goal here. And let's see. Refs may have a little discussion here. Flashes may get called for the goalie interference. Ref instantly blew the no goal signals. It looks like that net came off its post. But unfortunately for the Flashes, that puck did find the back of the net, but to no avail.
It's times like this, though, when I wish I had an instant replay, because I don't really think that the goaltender had the puck or knew where it was at any point in the time. So realistically, I feel like it's hard to wave that off without a replay. But, I mean, realistically, the ref is right down there behind the goal. They'll see it better than I will.
Absolutely. Flashes with a tough break there for sure. As they skate this one out of their own zone, Brady Hall makes a nice move. He gets taken down to the ice there. Tychless Casey trying to push the issue here. Flashes will have to regroup as that puck squeaks out. Flashes trying to move quickly here. Parker spins away from a check and just dumps it in deep. Tychless Casey on the pursuit for this puck. Parker with him as well. Parker tries a hit. He takes a tumble into the corner. Mountaineers do get this puck out, however, trying to hit the red line. They will send it in deep. Weiss with plenty of time to control this puck. Just going to shuffle it over for McGuffin. McGuffin going to play one up for Hall. Hall going to send it in deep onto the net of Sluchis, and he's just going to play the safe option there and cover that one up. Ozone draw coming up for the Flashes.
I think this ozone draw could be huge. The Flashes have lost their, like, the word I'm looking for is, like, not coming to me. They've lost a little bit of their, like, ferocity, I guess I'll say, that they had in the first period, and I think the Mountaineers are really taking advantage of that. So, again, getting some good opportunities here is going to be very important after that difficult no-goal call there by the refs.
Flash has got to get back to pushing the pace. I think that's a great point, Max. Seems like they're falling on their heels a little bit. 2-on-1 chance there. Weiss makes another big save there for the Flashes. Falkowski blows a tire behind the play as he's up now. As this puck rolls right back into the Kent State zone and onto the stick of Nick Falkowski, the alternate captain. He's going to just shuffle one over to Sealing. Sealing goes cross-ice, connects with Avellino. Avellino up the left wing, centering pass there, squeaks through him, and is going to find the stick of Jules Jardine. Jardine with a tough shot there, high and wide of the net. This puck going to roll all the way back to the Kent State zone. Flashes with plenty of time to recover. Some tired players on the ice from both sides here. So we're under 13 minutes to play in this second period. Jardine tried to feed one through, but intercepted there by Hartz. Avellino with the stick check there on Briggs through the neutral zone, but Briggs going to carry this one up the right side. Couple streaking players there for the Mountaineers. Good job by Falkowski shutting down Briggs. Couldn't get that centering pass off. Offside warning there is going to blow this play dead for West Virginia. And with 12:32 left to play in the second, this puck we brought just outside the Kent State zone.
It has really been so evenly matched here so far in the second period. Again, I really do feel like both teams are fully in this right now. And that's why the scoreboard remains 1-1. It stayed tied now throughout about half of the second period.
Yeah, and what felt like such a dominant first period from the Flashes, you're absolutely right, Max. It feels like this game becoming a little more even as this one rolls on. Flashes got to get back to enforcing their play and play their style of hockey that they're looking to do tonight. McDonough now overskates that one. It's going to find Adrian Sanchez. He can't control it. Tough shot from the point, sticked away there by Matty Weiss. He's seen it from the blue line. Mountaineers trying to get it along the end boards, but Sanchez got a lot of time to work with here. He's going to float one through the neutral zone. Was trying to connect there with Miller. Those two not on the same page, so this puck rolls back into the Kent State zone, onto the stick of Angel Nikolov. Mountaineers once again get to dump it in deep. Flashes trying to sustain some pressure up the ice here, spending a lot of time in the defensive zone. Angel Nikolov going to be the one to try to break this one out for the Flashes. Miller going to play a quick pass there to Barry. Barry tried to split two defenders there, but his attempt broken up. Now the puck rolling around through the neutral zone. Falkowski hitting the red line, going to send it in deep. He's been on the ice for a long shift here. So Mountaineers look to reverse the ice here. Now here they come. And the Mountaineer player taking down Sokol there. No call there. Sokol taken down there. Barry lost his stick. Good job by Barry on the defensive end, breaking up that rush. Barry going to try to clear the zone, and he can there. Quinn couldn't keep that one in. Now the Flashes with plenty of time here. Sealing just going to play one off the boards. Nobody home there for the Flashes. They were skating off for a line change. Mountaineers looking to take advantage. Nice job there by Sealing on the back check there. Getting a stick on that shot off the stick of Bruno. Up and out of play, so we will get another stoppage. 10:57, almost at the halfway point in this one here tonight.
Okay, listen, I love letting the guys play. I mean, unnecessary stoppages are probably my least favorite part of watching the games here. But that no call on Luke Barry was a bit egregious. He really got hauled down. His stick was like fully kind of flung away from him, and there was no call on that, which was honestly a bit surprising for me.
Absolutely. Refs seem like they're going to let him play a little bit after that first couple skirmishes early in this one. Is Hale going to skate in left dot? Quick shot there, turned away by Skluchis. Flashes centering pass there. Falkowski tried to go low, just wide of the net there. Kaibas tries the Michigan once again off the side of the cage. He's gunning for that shot. He really wants to get that one. He's attempted it a few times now, past couple weekends. He's trying to get his moment on that one. Is Kataya going to send it in deep? Love the intensity here from the Flashes. Kaibas finishes his shift with a big check there. Right back to work. Kataya picks it up, dances to the center ice here. Has that puck taken off his stick and floated out of the zone. Flashes have to do a full reset now. Mountaineers going to go for a quick line change as Kataya tries to dance through, and he shakes off a hit, but that play blown offside with that whistle. Flashes just a step over the blue line early. And now we are under the halfway point in this one. Both teams going to go for a full line change. 9:59 left to play in the second.
You kind of said that he really wanted to see it, and I agree because we've seen Cornell Kaibas go for a Michigan attempt multiple times so far in this game. I wonder if he's seeing something on those kind of corners that we can't see that's leading him to attempt that a little bit more this game than he has in any other games before.
Absolutely, and he's such a creative player with the puck on his stick. We know he's got some good moves, and he's got some creative shot attempts that he can squeak off his stick quickly. So really interested to see if he can get that one off tonight. As the Flash is threatening, centering pass there, just chipped wide of the net there. Sluchis takes a tumble. Two players bumped into him in his own blue paint, but nonetheless, Mountaineers skating out into the offensive zone, and Weiss just going to hold this puck as it rolls past his blue paint. O-zone draw coming up this time in favor of West Virginia.
This one's a little disappointing to see. I really want to try to minimize the amount of offensive chances that West Virginia is having, and I know the Flashes are probably thinking the same thing as, again, when they get these chances, they can be very lethal, and the Flashes have to work their way back up the ice and back into the positioning that they had.
Nice strong face-off there. Cole Bianca won that one back off the stick of Hartz. Hartz had it initially, and Bianca just stole that one from him, and he'll send it in deep, looking for Jardine to pick this puck up. Jardine takes a tumble to the ice in the corner. Him and Schmidt tangled up there behind the play, and now this play blown dead once again, and we'll get another stoppage here.
Surprised not to see a holding call there. I feel like that was a pretty textbook holding. The Mountaineer really had a hold of he just skated off. I could not see who that was, but had a really good hold of his stick there and was really not letting him get back into the play, which I believe is why the whistle was blown.
Yeah, refs really letting him play a little bit here. Odds Stars are going to try one from the point. Gloved out of the air by Sluchis.
My thing is, though, is when the refs are letting them play, I want to see the Flashes amp up their physicality a little bit and really try to kind of get under their skin a little bit, make them a little bit irritated. When the refs are letting you play, that's when you kind of take the opportunities to try to kind of annoy and bother your opponent a little bit.
Absolutely. Got to bring the energy and see if they can out-hustle the Mountaineers here and find that elusive, goal to put them up ahead in this one. Flash is working hard for it so far in this second period. Nothing to show for it yet, but they are on the cusp of it. As this puck now in the neutral zone, chipped ahead by Nikolov across the red line. Couldn't keep it in cleanly. Weiss now waving off his defender there, and we're going to get an icing call there. Hart's not happy about that. West Virginia bench not happy about it, but nonetheless, this puck making its way back into their zone. Flashes get an O-zone draw coming up here.
It looked like there were some West Virginia players, though, that had a little bit of objection to that being an icing. So regardless, it looks like their arguing isn't going to do much, so the Flashes are going to get a chance right here off of this face-off, and we get a chance to see what happens and hopefully see them get a couple good shots here.
Yeah, and off the draw there, Katias sniped one there. Sluchis was ready for it right off the draw, and this puck once again out of play into the benches, and another whistle coming up here. Looks like the ref's going to pull this face-off back into the West Virginia zone, right dot now in the West Virginia zone.
That feels kind of wild. I really thought that was going to be, at the dot right outside of the zone. Kind of force the Flashes to remake that entry, but it's going to be, like you said, right to the left of the goaltender.
Yeah, Flashes had a chance there. Kataya won it back, but couldn't connect with anyone cleanly. Now Mountaineers taking advantage of the turnover here. Good stick work there. Another shot there. Weiss on the ground here, flailing around in his crease, and he makes the save from his back. What a save. Matthew Weiss once again, the highlight reel save. Desperation there from Matthew Weiss, and he made it happen for Kent State. He bails him out that time. Flashes with a bad turnover there in their own zone. Mountaineers so close to capitalizing, but stone cold once again, Matthew Weiss.
See, even though the Flashes did get an icing there, I almost feel like if there's ever a time to take an icing, that's the time. Matthew Weiss, again, with some crazy desperation saves, but very out of position, lost his goal stick for a little bit. So hopefully the Flash are able to get this one back fast and kind of get it back into their offensive zone.
Mountaineers try to shot off the draw, but Kaibas picks this one up. Now racing up the right side. Here comes Nick Kataya. Kataya picking his spot. Gets in down low. Kataya tries a centering pass there. And that net way off its post. As Kataya crashed into it hard here. Looks like he's getting up, so that is good to see. He took a tough tumble into that post there. That's going to blow this play dead. Both teams going to skate off for a line change. 7:52 left to play in the second period. Flashes O-zone draw coming up.
Good to see Kataya get up after that one again. After he missed all of last weekend, I know at least I was missing him a little bit. So a little tough to see. However, again, he gets right back up, and that's good. That's what I want to see from him.
Absolutely. An absolute unit when he's on the ice. Always want to have him on the ice there. Shot there from the point. Deflected out in front. Never seen the net of Sluchis. Now racing the other way is Brackett. Brackett going to dump it in deep for the Mountaineers. Neither team could find the puck momentarily. Avellino squeaks it out through the crowd. Going to play one over to Holmes. Holmes going to connect on a pass to Bianca. Bianca going to turn on the burners here. Bianca going to shovel one over to Jardine. Jardine centering one for Bianca just past his stick. McGuffin now top of the blue line. He tries a shot. Turned away by Sluchis. Flash is getting some good offensive pressure in this shift here. Puck tied up in the corner. Stepping up is McGuffin from the blue line. Finds the stick of Avellino. Avellino going to dump it in deep. Nobody home there for the Flashes. So Mountaineers with some time to work. And they connect on a pass cross ice, and they're going to go the other way. Nice move there by the West Virginia player there. But Kyle Holmes shuts him down once again. Holmes just anchoring that defensive line there for the Flashes. He's going to play a pass all the way up to Sanchez. He's got some speed to work with. But the Flashes went for a line change. West Virginia trying to capitalize. Nikolov back on the back check, and he gets back in time. Angel Nikolov, what an effort by him. And now here comes Miller. Hits the red line. Now Miller at the right dot now. Miller tries a centering pass there. Barry trying to chip one back to Sanchez. Sanchez tries the toe drag. Mountaineers going to skate it out once again. Glamkowski trying to do it himself for West Virginia. Messed with from behind by Nikolov. Nikolov shuts him down once again. A good shift by Angel Nikolov this time. Now Mountaineers going to dump it in deep for the line change. Odd Sturchel with plenty of time to survey the ice and see where he wants to go with this one. Odd Sturchel going to play one up to Barry. Barry now going to shovel one along. He's going to find the stick of Bryson Miller. Miller going to send it in deep behind the net there. Nobody was waiting for it for the Flashes. Sanchez finishes his check. Nice job forcing a turnover there, Luke Barry, but he just couldn't control that puck. Shea going to center a pass there. Couldn't connect with his teammate. Shea still battling hard for this puck for the Mountaineers. Going to send it in deep, looking to connect with Hartz. Hartz now going to try behind the back, centering pass there. Good block out in front. Rebound bounced around. Deflected once again, up and out of play. Some great defensive blocks there from the Golden Flashes.
There was definitely a second there where I had no idea where the puck was. Again, lots of very, very quick shots. However, Matthew Weiss, once again, puts a stop to all of it and keeps this a tied game.
Looks like both teams going to get a fresh line on the ice. Mountaineers with the O-zone draw. Flashes looking to get out of their defensive zone quickly. 5:40 left to play in the second period. Looking for that goal to put them up one. Dumped in from the blue line, sent around the end boards. Left dot now. Mountaineers can't keep it in, so they're going to have to do a full reset. West Virginia with plenty of time, trying to set something up to break out of their own zone. Connecting pass there. Haven tried a behind the back pass. Turnover there. Flashes pick it up. Kaibas now puck on his stick. Nice move there. Kaibas cuts in down low. Sluchis way out of his blue paint to play that one. Falkowski stretching his stick out there, trying to keep it in. Just couldn't keep it at the blue line. Sealing there to give him some help. Picking this puck up in his own zone. Hartz was there with some speed with the pressure. Sealing now. His pass broken up momentarily, but he gets it on the deflection. Staying with that play. Good job by him. Puck finds a stick of Chaston Sealing once again after the Mountaineers dump it in deep. Sealing going to try to tie this one up, waiting for some help. Kataya going to chip it out there. He's going to find Nick Falkowski. Falkowski going to turn away from some pressure. Falkowski looking for an option. He's going to connect with Jack Hale, the blue line of his own zone. Mountaineers send it right back in deep. Flashes the long shift here. Haben now dancing through some traffic, tries a centering pass. Quick shot there. Matty Weiss with the save off the shoulder, up and off the ceiling there. Matthew Weiss once again with an excellent save. Flashes still in the defensive zone. Got to get this puck out.
One of the things I'm noticing is the Flashes are definitely creating a lot of very unnecessary turnovers while they're in their defensive zone. So I think they need to be a little bit more careful, kind of tighten up a little bit and make sure that they're not getting those turnovers that are making West Virginia a imminent, immediate threat.
Absolutely. Flashes got to stay within themselves here, connect on some clean passes and get this puck out of the zone. And see if they can get some offensive pressure on this possession. Is McGuffin going to shuffle one up the boards for Sanchez. Sanchez feeds Bianca. Bianca hits the blue line, pumps the brakes. Now looks for an option. One-time shot there from Jardine. Good stave by Sluchis. Flash is still battling hard for this puck. Two players take a tumble. Jardine was trying to fish it out of the crowd there, but now working the other way is Glamkowski. Glamkowski going to pump the brakes at the left dot. Glamkowski now center ice. He tries a shot. Matthew Weiss with the initial save there. Puck bouncing around down low. Neither team could find it. Kicked out of harm's way there. Good job by Cone Bianca on the back check. Now he feeds Avellino up the left wing. TJ Avellino cuts in towards the net. Sluchis centering pass there. Just past the stick of Jardine. Now off the bench. Barry tries a one-time shot. Wide of the net there. Luke Barry Still skating hard for the possession of this puck. Mountaineers trying to control this one now. But they're just going to feed an errant pass through. Nikolov going to take the red line and send it in deep. Mountaineers plenty of time to pick this puck up. They connect through the neutral zone, but not cleanly. Zod Sturchel there to intercept that one. He's going to play it over to his line mate, Nikolov. He's going to feed Sanchez, who's just going to dump this one in deep into the West Virginia zone. Once again, Flashes can't get set up. Nice job by Sanchez keeping it at the blue line there. Trying to push that puck, but rolls off his stick just a little bit. Gives Mountaineers possession. Nikolov now skating backwards. West Virginia turning on the burners. Hart's going to skate in down low. Good save. Matthew Weiss point blank sprawling out for that one, and he's going to cover it up once again. Matthew Weiss having himself a game here tonight.
Absolutely. Again, he's making all of the critical saves, and that was not a bad attempt there by the Mountaineers. Again, came with a lot of power and a lot of precision on that shot. However, once again, Matthew Weiss makes it look easy.
Having himself a game here once again, which I feel like we've been saying the past couple times he's got the start in net.
Absolutely. Since we had that kind of break for Christmas, again, he's had a fantastic, fantastic showing so far.
He's coming out in the second half, playing strong hockey. As Kataya going to push this one up the right side. He beats his defender. Quick shot there, saved by Sluchis. Kataya turned on the burners there. Is McGuffin going to step up, try to toe drag move to get down low. Now he's on the retreat as West Virginia going the other way. Haben now trying to play that puck, but he was over the line, and that's going to blow this play dead with an offsides call there on the Mountaineers. Puck going to get pulled back out into the neutral zone.
Again, I think the Flashes right there, I think that was a lot of momentum that they've kind of had. They had a couple really good shots that I've seen. I'm just really hoping to see one of them connect.
2.5 minutes left to play in this second period. Both teams looking to go up a goal here. This one's still knotted at one. Flashes skate in. Shot there, Sluchis just sticks that one away. Kataya steps up in the play, trying to control it cleanly. West Virginia just going to dump this one into the Kent State bench, so yet another whistle. 2:17 left to play in the second. Both teams going to get the line change here for this upcoming offensive zone draw for the Flashes.
As I've already said, it's been a very evenly matched second period. Again, both teams having some decent possession time, both teams having some dangerous shots, which is why I'm so surprised that neither team so far has been able to get one on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's almost time, I think, Max, to give credit to these goaltenders playing out of their minds tonight. As Flashes win possession off the draw. Avellino shot blocked out in front. Puck tied up in the corner of the West Virginia zone now. Both teams trying to pick this puck up. Puck not moving just yet. Flashes skate out with possession. Bianca, quick shot there. And saved by Sluchis. Bianca had a hack at it.
That looked like such a good shot. Again, it was so quick, well placed. I think that was the right idea. However, it seems like the Mountaineers goaltender is really able to kind of get, I think he gloved that one, swatted away, not sure. But regardless, he kept it from getting in the back of the net, and the Flash is getting another point on the scoreboard.
Face off once again, right dot in the West Virginia zone. Puck drop, tied up off the draw. Scooped out by Jardine. Good job by him at the dot. He tries a centering pass, was looking for Falkowski. That pass never connected. Mountaineers dumping this one in deep. Sealing got some time to work with. Going to play a pass up. Was trying to connect on the stick of Cole Biancan, but instead finds Quinn. Now going to be dumped in deep by the Mountaineers once again. Shea going to pick it up in the corner. He takes a huge hit there from Chasten Sealing. Good job by Sealing there, finishing that check. Flashes played up the boards, trying to feed Biancan once again, but can't connect on the pass. And now Shea going to capitalize on the turnover. Good stick work there by Sealing and Falkowski, both getting a stick on that puck there off the stick of Shea. And here come the Flashes now out of their own zone, across the red line. Jardine up the right side. Jardine still evades that check, still going. Jardine centering pass there. Sluchis sticks it away. Puck bouncing around now. Mountaineers will have possession. Shea just going to dump this one in deep. And now less than 1 minute left to play in this second period. This puck squeaks back into the neutral zone. Now skated in by the Mountaineers. Quick shot there. Deflected up and out of play for another whistle. 53.3 left to play in this second.
I really want to highlight Angel Nikolov using his body to really keep that puck from properly entering the zone. I'm not quite sure how tall he is, but he looks gigantic on the ice. So watching him kind of use his body and use that extra size to block the puck from really getting a clean entrance into the zone, again, that's kind of what we want to see from him.
You're absolutely right, Max. There's not many players that Angel Nikolov doesn't tower over in this league. So absolutely using that body to his advantage. As Glamkowski forces a turnover, centering pass there for Falzer. Pass broken up out in front from Holmes. Weiss finds it through some traffic off that rebound attempt. Another save, Matthew Weiss shutting the door. Close range there. Flashes clear their own zone. 30 seconds left to play now in this second. Barry just going to shove one up to Sanchez. Sanchez bringing the pressure there. Has Bryson Miller to give him some assist. Mountaineers going to dump it in deep once again. Just 20 seconds left to play. Flash has got to finish all the way to the period this time. Holmes going to send it out of his own zone, or at least attempt to. Doesn't have enough on that one. Glamkowski going to try a centering pass behind the play. West Virginia player lost his stick. Had no chance on that rebound. 3 seconds left to play. Shoveled in down low. Weiss turns this one away, and this time's going to expire there. That is going to take us to the end of the period. It's behind the play. McGuffin with a big hit in the corner boards has to keep his man down. Fowler, who was in that altercation earlier, trying to test McGuffin, and McGuffin not the one. Those two still pushing and shoving here after the whistle. Zamboni trying to get through the glass there. Those two don't seem to care. McGuffin not one you want to test either. He's known for laying some huge hits and not the guy you want to mess with on the flashes. And honestly, any of the flashes don't want to mess with them, as those two still going at it. McGuffin now going at it with Glamkowski. Woods trying to pull Glamkowski to the locker room. McGuffin giving them an earful. And still after 2 periods, we are tied up at 1 apiece.
Yes, we are. Again, fantastic period there by the Flashes. Weren't able to get much, but they were definitely still able to match West Virginia's energy. Showed off some great defense as well, and I got to love that ending there, again, with McGuffin kind of getting that big hit kind of right as the buzzer goes. Again, love to see it. Keeps the energy up. Good for us here to watch the game.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Max, and I think that hit by the end of McGuffin and that little altercation really sets the tone for this third period. Been a great game so far. No goals that second period, so this third period looming to be large. So we're going to take a little intermission. We're going to have some interviews coming up for you from our sideline reporter, Jordan Hiles. And don't forget as well, we also have those interviews posted on our Instagram at Kent State Hockey. Go give those a check out, go like, and repost those on the Instagram as well. And when we come back from this intermission, we will have the third period action. So stay with us, folks. Before you know it, third period action coming up. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to bring you this third period action. Scores still tied up at 1 apiece between the West Virginia Mountaineers and your Kent State Golden Flashes. Flashes looking to play hard this last 20 minutes and seal the deal on this one and pick up another crucial 2 points here on home ice.
Honestly, what are you looking for in this final period? I know for myself, I'm looking to kind of, again, get some less of those turnovers. It seemed like where West Virginia was really capitalizing during the last period. So I think if the Flashes just focus on those really good passes and not turning it over to the other team, they'll find success.
And I'd have to agree with you, Max. I think the Flashes need to collect themselves a little bit and really focus on connecting on some passes and give themselves a chance to build up some offensive zone time. And as well as I think they need to get back to that energy they had in that first period. That first period, they came out blazing, and I think they got to get back to that. Now sticks banging against the benches. Puck is down, and this elusive third period is underway. And we will see how this one shakes out here tonight at the Kent State Ice Arena. It's off the draw. Puck rolls into the Kent State zone. Holmes clears the zone for the Flashes, but Mountaineers trying to send it right back in. Jardine going to send a pass up to Biancan. Biancan going to play one off the boards, just trying to buy his team some time to get up the ice. Now Holmes with possession. McGuffin going to connect on a pass through some traffic to Biancan. Biancan trying to push this one in deep, but Mountaineers send it into the netting. Up and out of play. We'll get our first whistle of this third period, just 30 seconds in. Flash is going to get their first ozone draw in the third.
Again, I really have to say that, they have done a good job this game. Again, realistically, when you look at, the zone time and how much offensive pressure they've had, you'd think the game would be in the Flash's favor, but the Mountaineers, especially during the last period, took advantage. Again, a lot of those turnovers. And I think if the Flashes stick with what they know how to do and go back to the basics here, that's kind of what I'm hoping to see them accomplish here.
Absolutely. Good shift here from the Flashes. Bianca, a center pass for Avellino once again. Sluchis saves that one. Looks like it took a tumble off his mask there. Flashes, like we said, connected on some passes there on that shift, and that's really what we want to see more of here in this third period. Now skating this one in is Haben. Haben going to take it all the way in. Right dot tries a centering pass. Weiss kicks that one away. Now up and out of the zone. Adrian Sanchez trying to push the puck up the ice for the Flashes. Has that one taken off his stick, and now Haben going to try it again. Right dot once again. Haben going to try and move down low. Centering pass there. Nobody home for the Mountaineers, and that puck will clear the zone. West Virginia forced to regroup. Picking that one up and sending that one deep is Barber. Barber sends it opposite corner in the Kent State zone. Now at the red line, Miller going to deflect this one in. Sluchis going to pick it up with his stick there. Looking for a teammate to pick this one up. Mountaineers trying to go all the way up the ice. They were looking to connect all the way up the ice to Brackett there. Brackett couldn't control that pass. A little too hot to handle. Sanchez tries to pass cross ice, but finds a stick of Brackett. Now Brackett, left dot, he tries a shot wide of the net there. No threat to Weiss. Brackett going to stay with the play. They'll send it along the end boards, just where he came from. Going to play one up to Henry. Henry going to try to reverse the ice here. He can't control that one. That goes under his stick and out of the zone for the Mountaineers. They're forced to regroup. Flashes will get some new players on the ice. Dumping this one in now is Brackett, but picked up by the Flashes there. Hale picks it up, blue line, just going to send it out there. Flashes got to control this puck a little bit and sustain a rush up the ice. They're doing a good job of clearing their zone, but just not getting enough to get a good offensive turnover there off the stick of Nikolov. Backhanded shot there, and they score. Nikolov turns that puck over to Mason Hartz, and he makes them pay. And now the score 2-1 in favor of the Mountaineers. 17:38 left to play in the third.
Hate to see that, and once again, I think that was off a bad turnover once again for the Flashes. It feels like everything that West Virginia has really been accomplishing has been off of those bad turnovers, which, I mean, you can get frustrated about, but at the end of the day, they're reading those plays, intercepting those passes, and taking advantage of every chance they have. And I think the Flashes are going to need to match that energy to kind of come back in this game.
Yeah, self-inflicted there by the Flashes that time, and can't let that one build up and get frustrated, though. That's the number one thing. There's still plenty of time. 17:31 left to play in the third. Plenty of time to get that equalizer, and they just got to give it 110% now from here on out.
Absolutely. Again, they really just need to come back with more energy throughout the rest of the third and not let this one get to them, and if anything, let it drive them further.
Puck now back in the Kent State zone with that draw. Kyle Holmes trying to clear. Holmes going to play one over to McGuffin. McGuffin going to float this one through the neutral zone. Looking to connect to Hale. Hale going to shove one over to Kybas. Kybas makes a nice move. Tries to split two defenders there. He's taken down there. Briggs got a stick on that one. Kataya going to play it out of the zone, going to play it back to McGuffin. He's going to play it over to his line mate, Kyle Holmes. Holmes going to shovel one up the boards, trying to connect to Kaibas. Kaibas can't pick it up cleanly, so Holmes off to the races, back in his own zone. Going to send it opposite around the boards over to McGuffin. McGuffin going to try to shovel one up ahead to Kaibas. Kataya picks it up. Nice move by him to get possession of that puck. Kataya tied up there by Briggs. Henry going to rifle it out of the zone. Mountaineers a little too ahead of themselves there. Flashes will pick this one up. Nikolov trying to play one over the boards here. It's going to get sent right back to where it came from, and now Odd Sturchill behind his own net. Tries a backhanded pass. He's looking to connect up to Brady Hall. Mountaineers capitalize on a turnover once again. Shot there, blocked out in front off the skate of Nick Kataya. Sending that one out is Jack Hale. Good shift by him. Now Hall off to the races, skating hard on Henry. Henry beats him to that puck just barely. Now McDonald going to play one up ahead. Dumping this one in deep are the Mountaineers. Weiss out of his net to play this one. Now Parker going to shovel one up for Tychelis Casey. Tychelis Casey just going to try to dump this one in deep. Flash is looking to go to work here. Got to hunt for that equalizer. Henry lays a good check into Tychelis Casey. Tychelis Casey shakes that off. Parker tries a pass there, looking to connect to Falkowski, just too far from him. Now picked up by Chasen Sealing. Turning around in his own zone, going to send it right back up for Tychelis Casey. Tychelis Casey ties his man up for a second. Looking for that centering pass there. Matthew Parker, nobody home for the Flashes. Now Wood's going to connect on a pass to Haben. Haben, left dot, tries a pass down low. Falkowski now going to get called here. Flash is going to go back to the penalty kill, and we're going to get another look at the West Virginia power play. Looks like Falkowski going to get called for the trip there.
Looked like it might have been a trip that led him into kind of sending the goal post off of the post. I honestly think if he didn't kind of fall so far and hit the boards, he...
Oh, and it looks like no penalty, excuse me. It looks like they just blew the play dead for the net coming off there. Wow, Falkowski even thought it was a penalty. He skated and took a seat in the box, and they motioned him right back to the bench. The Flashes will take that.
That might be the first time I've ever seen somebody skate into the box and have there be no penalty, and they have to kind of run back onto the bench there.
Yeah, Falkowski, very honest and humble guy. Turnover there in the zone, blocked off the skate there. Good block, Kobianka took it right off the skate, up and out of play. And we'll blow that play dead, but Falkowski there, never seen that one before.
Me either, but again, I am definitely glad to see that the Flashes don't have to go back to the penalty kill, because especially in this kind of game where it's so close, they're only down by one. The last thing you want to see is them get put on the penalty kill.
Absolutely. Great break there for Kent State. Now they got to take advantage of it, use this even strength, and try to net this tying goal. Stepping up the blue line. Holmes trying to send that one back deep. Looking for his team to go to work. Avellino with some tough pressure here, taking on a few West Virginia players. Trying to win possession of this puck and now tie it up in the corner of the West Virginia zone. Good job by Avellino, showing some heart. It's Bianca there trying to help him win that one out. Mountaineers scoop it out of the scrum there. McGuffin going to try to step up and tie it up along the boards. McGuffin now tied up. West Virginia trying to go the length of the ice here. But Holmes back for this puck. He's going to beat Glamkowski to it, and that's going to be whistled down for an ice king. Puck going to come right back to the West Virginia zone.
Getting the puck to come all the way back to the Kent State, or to the West Virginia zone, excuse me. But again, getting an offensive chance for the Flashes here, I think could be huge, because realistically they're down one. So one good shot off of a face-off like this could get us back to tied. So realistically, every chance like this needs to be taken advantage of and maximized.
Absolutely, and Bianca excellent at the dot. Once again, wins it back. Flashes can't control it at the blue line. Glamkowski going to try to do it himself now. Skating back hard for that one. Chased and Sealing. Falkowski helps sweep that one away. Now Brackett picks this puck up. Nice save there. Matty Weiss just going to absorb that puck. And we will get a whistle. This time staying in the Kent State zone. 14:31 left to play in this game.
Definitely hearing a lot of yelling kind of coming down from the West Virginia bench. I think they're a little disappointed there was no penalty call on that play. Not sure exactly what they saw, but regardless, the play continues, and we stay at even strength.
Left dot now in the Kent State zone. Face-off, draw it up there. One back, possession to the Flashes. Sealing going to shoot one over to Falkowski. Falkowski up the boards for Miller. Miller clears the zone. Offside call there. Bounced off the back there of a West Virginia player. I believe that was Shea. That's going to blow that play dead. Face-off coming to the neutral zone.
every face-off opportunity and every chance they get possession. Again, the Flashes need to take advantage and ensure no turnovers. As we've said, turnovers, I think, have really dominated a lot of what has happened so far in this game here tonight. The Flashes come out incredibly strong, come out incredibly fast in the first, yet, again, it seems like as they kind of lose their stride a little bit as the game continues, which, I mean, obviously, hopefully we're going to find it again. I feel like West Virginia is gaining energy as the game is continuing.
Absolutely. Flash has got to punch back here. Centering pass there from West Virginia, and they score once again. Just a good tic-tac-toe pass there for the Mountaineers. And now they are up 3-1 with 14:03 left to play in the third. That one coming off the stick of number 27, Dylan Shea. Flash is going to have to go to work here and recover.
This is going to be a hard one to take, though, again, so far here in the second. Again, when you score a goal so early on in the game, I think the problem is you can kind of lose that momentum. And listen, I'm not going to say anything too negative here, of course. However, one thing I will say is I do think that the Flashes are going to have a much more uphill battle to fight here now as we're in the third.
And now it becomes even more crucial. The Flashes need this next goal. Cannot let West Virginia net another goal before they get their next one. Flash is going to have their work cut out for him. Now Katai off the draw, Kaibas centering pass, and he punches right back. Cornell Kaibas punches back for the Flashes, making the score 3-2 just seconds after West Virginia goes down and score. And couldn't draw it up much better, Max.
I 100% agree. Again, Kaibas is such a smart player, and he's such a playmaker, I think, at his core, and knows how to use his puck handling skills to his advantage. And finding the back in that at such a crucial time like this is exactly what we needed to see.
And that's the answer. You can't draw it up much better than that, and the Flash is right back to work. Here comes Hale, splits some defenders. Hale trying to do it himself. Hale centering pass, looking for Kataya. Kataya just off the back of his stick there. Now this play blown dead. And just after the Flashes score, it looks like Kataya is going to get called for the trip here. Now the Flash is going to go on the penalty kill. Crazy turn of events going on here at the Kent State Ice Arena, just back and forth.
Yeah, that was a weak call. I'm just going to say it. I felt like that was weak. I have said and will say I'm very biased, obviously, as we're on the broadcast team here. However, didn't see enough there to call it after some of the no calls that we've had so far in this game before that.
And I would have to agree, Max, from an objective standpoint there. And now West Virginia gets the goal. Bruno with his second of the night. The Flashes pay for that penalty there, and after Kaibas answers, West Virginia has an answer right back, and now the score 4-2, just a flurry of goals coming from both sides here. Flash has got to just do what they just did and punch right back.
That was kind of crazy. That felt like a very quick sequence of events there. Again, West Virginia getting a goal, and then the Flashes getting a goal, and then the penalty call, and now there's another goal. And we went from 1-1 to, I believe, 4-2 in about a minute here.
Just an unreal turn of events. So Avellino taken down in the offensive zone. Flash is here to give him some assists. Cole Biancan skates through a few defenders, loses the handle on that one. Hartz tries to play one up to Shea. Turnover there. Biancan lets one go wide of the net there. Falkowski stepping up from the blue line. Mountaineers clear. Mountaineers try to connect to Hartz. He was waiting at the top of the blue line for that one. Ceiling there to shut that down. Now Avellino trying to build some speed here. Going to play one over to Jardine. Jardine takes a bump into the box there. Now here comes Schmidt. Straight up center ice, just going to send it on the net of Weiss. Weiss unfazed, turns that one away. Flash has got to pick this puck up now. Puck tied up in the corner of the Kent State zone. Falkowski skates out with possession. West Virginia still battling hard to keep this puck in the offensive zone for themselves. Puck not really moving here. Puck tied up, 12.5 minutes left to play in this third period. Neither team can get this puck moving. Looks like West Virginia's got it tied up at the bottom of that pile. Flashes skate out with possession. Ceiling had it momentarily, but it gets sent right back to the pile. Now here come the Flashes breaking out with some speed. Here comes Bryson Miller up the left side. Miller tries to center a pass there off the skate of Barber. Kept in by Biancan. Biancan sends it down low for Miller. Miller tried to connect to Jardine. Those two not on the same page. Now Barber will skate out with possession. Barry tried to step up in the play. Barber still has the puck on his stick. Tries to make a fancy move there, but he is shut down. Little pushing and shoving behind the play there. Puck in the West Virginia zone now, but Brackett going to send it right back to where it came from. Sends it right back to the Kent State zone for an icing. This puck will be back in the West Virginia zone. Now 11:45 left to play in the third.
This has definitely been a little bit tough. Again, as I'm hearing the PA announcer announce our goal, we really did punch back. Like, we came back. We had such good energy. So to watch West Virginia immediately have that response, I'm just still feeling a little deflated about it.
Kataya at the dot, wins that one back. Hale there to scoop it up, plays it back, top point for Nikolov. He lets one go. Mountaineers pick that puck up and go the other way. Brackett up the left side, just going to play it off the boards to himself. Odd Sturchill there to cut him off. Mountaineers try a centering pass there. Kataya kicks that one away. Nikolov picks his puck up now in his own zone, going to float one over to Kataya. Kataya going to go cross ice here, looking to connect to Hale. A little too far for him. Kaibas tried to keep it in. Mountaineers clear the zone. Flashes with plenty of time, but as the seconds wind down, have to move quickly. No time for error now. As Kaibas skates it in the offensive zone. Kaibas floats one down to Hale. Hale ties up a shot there. And gloved down there by Sluchis. That's going to give us another whistle here.
What a good shot there by Jack Hale. Again, I feel like that was very well aimed. Again, I really, really enjoy what he's shown us here tonight. Great plays also. I believe that was either Kataya or Kaibas that set him up. Fantastic job there as well. Just disappointing to see it not kind of go in. I mean,
Good look for the Flashes. They're going to need more of those good looks here if they want to get back in this one. Puck down now. West Virginia wins possession and sends it into the bench. That'll blow this play dead. Puck going to come right back to the West Virginia zone, and we'll do it again. Same dot.
A lot of stoppages here again in the last couple seconds, again, after kind of getting a chance to play for a while. But it's an offensive zone faceoff, and as I've kind of said before, these are really, really crucial.
Jankin won it, just chipped it towards the net of Sluchis. West Virginia there to kick it out away for their netminder. Now he's taken down, no call there. Jardine picks this one up. Jardine evades a check there in front of the West Virginia bench. Played up the boards to Woods, however. West Virginia now going to skate out here. Haben got behind the defensive ceiling. Quick shot there, shutting the door. Matthew Weiss with a crucial save there, keeping this game right where it's at. Good break for the Flashes and a good save. Now Woods with a late check there, no call there. Flashes wanted a penalty there on Woods. Is this puck going to find its way into the glove of Matthew Weiss, and he'll just hold this one. Just about the halfway point of this third period, 10:23 left to play. Kent State with some work to do.
Definitely a little nervous to see this faceoff be in the Flashes zone. West Virginia has just looked fantastic in this period. Again, not really letting the Flashes get any kind of sustained offensive pressure.
Shot off the draw, goes wide of the net of Weiss. Sanchez reverse hit there. Now good move here, and now here comes Luke Barry. Barry going to send it in deep for the Flashes. Barry still with work to do. Finishes a check there on Schmidt with nobody there to give him some support, so West Virginia will skate out with possession. McDonald going to try a shot, taken off his stick. Nice job there by McGuffin getting back on the defensive end. Gonna send it right back to Luke Barry. Barry up the left side, center ice now. Barry toe drag move, tries a shot, broken up from behind by Sokol. Now he's going to play one back up to McDonough. McDonough, puck, no, neither team could find the puck here, and it looks like it's stuck in the netting there. Flashes player finally spots that one. West Virginia player will knock it down back into play, but nonetheless a whistle to stop the play. 9:44 left to play in the third.
Again, the Flash is kind of running out of time here. I need to see them get a good chance and, show a little bit of fight here in your third period. Again, I need to see them get some good, dangerous chances. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some good drive into the zone and not really letting West Virginia get any more opportunities than they've already had.
Absolutely. Kaibas, nice work there on the defensive end. Going to feed one up to Kataya. Kataya tries to spin through two hits there. Players just flying all over the ice. Hit after hit here. Now Flash is going to send it in deep. Kataya to work on Henry. Kataya likes a big check there. Using the body. Nick Kataya stepping into that one. Nikolov can't keep it in at the blue line. Now have to regroup at the red line. Going to go reverse ice here. Send it back in deep. Nikolov behind the plate, tied up with the West Virginia player. Those two still having some words behind the play. Kataya ties it up behind the net. Centering pass there, looking for somebody out in front. Nobody home. West Virginia clears the zone once again. It's going to squeak just by the net of Weiss, and the Flashes will get the icing there. And this puck right back to the West Virginia zone.
Again, it's very good we're seeing this icing here for the Flashes so that they get this offensive zone chance. They get this offensive zone faceoff.
Flashes once again with an offensive zone faceoff coming up here. Left dot in the West Virginia zone. Bianca going to be called to the dot for the Flashes, going against the other number 8 on the other side, Mason Hartz. Flashes win this one. Nice job by Bianca. Once again, been excellent at the dot all season. Wins it down low to Jardine. Jardine going to play it to McGuffin. McGuffin going to chip it back in down low, looking for Avellino to pick it up. Avellino going to leave it for Bianca. Bianca tries the wraparound, tries to go the other way, reverse the ice, back to Avellino. Avellino centering pass there, stepping up into that shot, wide of the net there. Puck bouncing around and onto the lap of Sluchis, and after the play, Jardine gets an extra shove there from Henry. Jardine not happy about that one.
I'm just a little surprised that's allowed is all. I really feel like he got fully uprooted, like, grabbed and really kind of thrown around there. But, hey, they're letting him play, and the Flashes keep it in their offensive zone. And this is the exact type of pressure that I was wanting. I was wanting to see, again, to try to get it back up evenly matched.
Jardine going to try a centering pass, sticked out of harm's way there from the West Virginia defense. Falkowski with his physical presence there, putting a check into Wood to keep this puck in the offensive zone. Falkowski, another good hit there. Lost his stick for a second. Avellino skates out of possession, cuts to the center of the ice. Quick shot off the mask of Sluchis there. Had him fooled. Sluchis didn't even see it coming, but he still gets the save. Avellino going to send it back in down low. Hopped over the stick of Jardine and into the lap there of the Mountaineers. Now Haben going to skate it out for West Virginia. Haben going to go reverse ice to Bruno here. Left dot, pumps the brakes. Quick shot there. Never seen the net of Matty Weiss. Blocked out in front. Woods down low. He takes a bump there from Barry. Woods going to try to tie this puck up in the offensive zone for West Virginia. Flash has got to get it out and keep this puck moving and bring it back the other way. Now time winding down for them. Sealing going to send it around the end boards, looking for Jardine to pick this puck up. Intercepted there by Briggs. Briggs intercepted there by Sanchez. Now the Flashes will skate out with the puck on his stick. Here comes Luke Barry, carried it in by himself. Going to leave it at the blue line for Jardine. Jardine tried to turn away from Bruno. Bruno will pick it up, unleash one deep into the Kent State zone so his team can get a line change. Flashes play it up. Miller going to shovel one up for Sanchez. Sanchez trying to feed Barry there, but to no avail. Schmidt with possession now for the Mountaineers. They were trying to connect on a pass through the neutral zone. Falzer couldn't get a touch on it, so that'll be another icing call. Just 7:07 left to play in the third. Puck coming right back to the West Virginia zone. Kent State going to get a line change and bring out that Kai Baskataya Hale line.
So my question is when do you think the Flashes are going to empty their net? Do you think the 6-7 minute mark is a little bit too early? I mean, I always feel like the earlier you're able to pull them, the better.
Yeah, Flashes will definitely have a decision to make. Coach Nowak got to make that decision soon. Kaibas tries a shot there. Sluchis thinks he has it, and he's going to just cover that one up. Another ozone draw coming up for the Flashes.
Again, taking advantage of every opportunity, it's something West Virginia has been able to do, and this is a really good opportunity after the sustained pressure. And again, I'm hoping to see Weiss come out of the net here soon.
Kaibas tried a shot there off the face-off. Hale now going to tie it up in the corner. Kataya there to give him some help. Hale still battling hard for this puck. Kataya picks it up. Now Kataya might have to try to tie it up. Falls are trying to tie up Kataya behind the net there. Kataya goes down. Kaibas somehow finds it through all that traffic there. Kataya giving some extra shoves. Kaibas tries to pass through the blue paint. Kataya with a check there. Refs are really letting him play here tonight. Nikolov all the way around from the blue line. Play a pass up top. Shot deflected wide of the net there. Kataya racing hard to keep this puck in. Trying to tie up Brackett. Keeps it in there. But to no avail there. And they're going to blow this play dead. Kataya still with some physical presence. This time Brackett in his face. Kataya with a physical shift there.
Yeah, a lot of people kind of everywhere, a lot of sloppy play within the last minute there or so. I honestly was really surprised to see Weiss stay in net there. Again, I feel like they had a lot of sustained pressure. We're at the 6 minute mark. I realistically feel like he could have been pulled to add an extra attacker. However, I'm not the coach, and nobody knows better than Coach Nowak down there on the bench.
Absolutely, and there's an icing call on West Virginia. Going to pull this puck in, and interested to see, because as you said, Max, I think it's got to be here soon, coming up on 6 minutes left to play. Coach Nowak definitely has a decision to make here. Flashes get the ozone draw here. Let's see if they look to get possession first.
Again, a lot of people I think would think that the 6 minute mark is too early, but I realistically think that it would be fair to pull him now when the Flashes have been doing such a good job at keeping it in the West Virginia zone.
Absolutely, definitely the Flashes have ramped it up a notch here, just looking to get that next goal. Got to climb their way back into this one. Bianca wins another faceoff. McGuffin going to leave it for Avellino. Avellino circles the blue line. Down low for Jardine. He was looking for the one-timer. Centering pass. Backdoor looking for Avellino. Just a little too far for him. Now Bianca behind the net with some time to work. Looking for an option. Tried to play one down low. Back to Avellino. Kept in at the blue line there by Holmes. His shot attempt blocked out in front. Flashes forced to clear the zone. McDonough trying to push it into the Kent State zone. Now going cross ice. Here come the Flashes. Skating this one in. Jules Jardine. Puck on his stick. Poke check from behind by Hartz. Weiss still in his net. Going to play one up to Glamkowski. Glamkowski skating through a couple Flashes there. Trying to push the puck deep for the Mountaineers now. Now Falkowski finds possession. Weiss looking over to the bench. No signal yet from coach. Quick shot there. And Slucha saves that one once again, and he'll hold it. And after the whistle, Falkowski getting jumped by a few Mountaineers, and this one is going to get intense here. Falkowski just got jumped there by 3 Mountaineers players, and Sealing to his aid as a couple other Flashes shutting that down right away. I didn't really see Nick Falkowski do anything. I don't really know what the reason was for there.
I didn't either. Usually you see those, like, if they kind of hit the goalie a little bit, kind of get an elbow in there at the last second. But I feel like Falkowski did everything he could to avoid hitting the goaltender. I don't think he wanted any of that physicality there after the play. I think the Flashes are pretty focused on trying to kind of tie it up here. So, again, kind of an interesting response there from West Virginia. But who knows, maybe they saw something that we didn't, whether that was the truth or fiction.
Yeah. Regardless, West Virginia didn't seem too happy with Nick Falkowski. And Weiss still in his net. Refs having a little discussion here, maybe talking about a potential penalty, because I think the refs maybe seen the same thing we seen up here. Max Falkowski looks like he didn't do a whole lot.
That's kind of what I'm hoping to see is, again, potentially a roughing there after the play, because I don't want to see them call goaltender interference on Falkowski. I don't think that's even in the question, but I'm, like, double hoping that that's not the case.
It looks like the ref going to the West Virginia bench and motioning a player over to the bench, but discussing with the coach here. Let's see what's going to happen.
Again, I'm really interested to see if they will take a Mountaineer here. It looks like, though, there's...
Now, Chaston Sealing skating over to the box?
What?
Sealing came to the defense of Nick Falkowski, but Sealing now sitting in the box. Really confused by that one. Wow.
It even appears like the Mountaineers are confused as their alternate captain skates over. I really couldn't tell you why in the world Chaston Sealing would be in the box there. I really can't. It really looked like the Mountaineers kind of jumped Falkowski after the play, thinking that he kind of touched the goaltender. I don't know what Sealing would do anything to do with any of that. It looked like he had multiple guys on him trying to fight him.
Just extremely frustrating there if you're the Golden Flashes. You know, coming to the defense of their teammate and somehow ending up in the boxes. And with 5:12 left to play in this one, just very frustrating.
Especially just because I really, like, not even me trying to be a little biased, I just genuinely didn't see Sealing do anything that was worthy of a penalty. Realistically, the Mountaineers started that fight. They started that. And yet they're walking away with no penalty. And I'm a bit confused at what's happening here. And it seems like there's a lot of people who are confused here. I'm trying to determine if this guy, I can't say that.
DeVille, now the alternate captain, he is going to open the box for himself, and DeVille is going to sit for the Mountaineers. Definitely a break there. Not a break for the Flashes, but to have equalizing penalties there.
I definitely feel at least a little bit better now that I'm seeing a Mountaineer in the box, but I'm just still really confused on what they're doing here with the reffing on this sequence. Realistically, to me, even though that was a rough play, that's kind of a just keep letting them go. It's just the end of the game, getting a little chippy. However, I guess they're making Sealing and Davialt. That's what we're going to go with. I'm very sorry if him or his well, obviously not him, but if his family's tuned in on the stream. I wish we had the chat on so you could leave a comment of how I can say that. But regardless, looks like he's going to sit here as well. And I'm a bit confused at kind of what they're calling, because that wasn't a fight.
At all.
Maybe you could call, like, incidental roughing penalties here. I'm just not really sure what's happening.
Ref still trying to sort this one out, too.
It looks like they're saying 2 minutes for each side. It looks like that's what he was trying to point to the time skew. Oh, what?
Another West Virginia player squeaking into the box there. There we go. Number 54, Jonathan Stouffer for the Mountaineers, also going to sit. So the Flashes are going to get a power play here, and just what the doctor would order, Max.
Absolutely. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little confused how we got from one Flash in the box to one Flash and two Mountaineers in the box. But hey, can't complain. It looks like we're going to get some 5-on-4 time here.
The most important 2 minutes of the game here for Kent State. Got to come up with a goal here on this power play. Kataya behind the net of the Mountaineers here. Try to centering pass for Kaibas. Kicked away there by Bruno. Away and out of the zone. Flash is forced to regroup. Leading the rush now up the ice. Cornell Kaibas. He's got one already tonight. Kaibas trying to push this one against two defenders. Going to play one down low for Avellino. Avellino around the end board is going to find Biancan waiting for it at the top of the left dot there. He's going to shovel one down to Kaibas. Kataya left dot there. Stick check from behind by Bruno. Kataya just going to play it back to Kaibas. Kaibas sends it right back to him. Kataya now feeds it back to Kaibas. Right back to Kataya. Those two back and forth here. Kaibas puck on the stick. Biancan going to look for an option. One-time shot there. Fanning on that one is Avellino. Flashes still have possession here. Kataya. Right dot now for Biancan. Cross ice for Kaibas. Kaibas, tough angle shot there. Just wide of the net there. Mountaineers trying to clear. Avellino keeps it in with the skate there. Puck tight rope in the blue line. Just out of the zone there. Flashes will have to regroup. Flashes got to work quickly now. Avellino going to spin back. Go into his own zone. Didn't like what he's seen there. Now going to try to do it himself. Going to play a pass over to Kaibas. Kaibas can't control that one cleanly. Now puck deep into the Kent State zone. Weiss way out of his net. Now reverse ice here for Kataya. 35 seconds left on the power play. Flash has got to try to squeeze one last possession out now. And now Kataya tries to feed one up for Kaibas. He can't connect on that one, and that's going to be whistled down for an icing. This puck going to find its way back into the Kent State zone. Just 3:40 left to play.
See, this is kind of why I wish they had emptied the net maybe a little bit earlier. I think the problem right now we're seeing is just the Flashes are kind of out of gas, and they just don't have the ability to really get that sustained pressure. Like that icing there, I think was tough. I think this is kind of a rough power play, at least so far. We'll see if they're able to make anything happen, but so far, not much to show.
Absolutely. Flash has got to find the reserve tank here. Kataya takes a bump into the boards here. Trying to feed it down low to Kaibas, but finds the stick of Kataya again. Tries to play one back to the blue line for Falkowski. Falkowski not ready for that one. Puck clears the zone. And with 5 seconds left, the Mountaineers clear this penalty off the board. And that 3:11 left to play, back to even strength. Kaibas makes a nice move. Skating in is Barry. Barry tries a shot. Sluch is going to deflect that one up and out of play. We'll get another whistle here. Offensive draw coming up for the Flashes. And as this game winds down, each one of these offensive zone draws so critical for the Flashes.
I'm starting to feel like it might be, I mean, we still do have 3 minutes left. Don't get me wrong. That's quite a bit of time. Looks like we're pulling Weiss here on the face-off. Why are we yelling? I'm not sure. I think we're just yelling to yell. But we do have 6 forwards here. However, the Flashes lose the face-off on that, which is rough.
Possession rattling around. Neither team can pick it up cleanly. Now Jardine along the board is going to shovel one down low for Miller. Going to play Avellino behind the net. Avellino top point. Quick shot there by Kaibas. Blocked out in front off the skate of Woods. Flashes still maintain possession. Kaibas left dot goes cross ice for Kataya. Quick shot there. Sluch is pushing across his crease to make that save. What a save there. Sluch is keeping the Mountaineers where they're at. Flashes dump it in deep once again. Kaibas plays it down to low to Jardine. Centering pass there. Biancan skating back to the blue line hard. Keeps it in. Nice job by him. Kataya feeds Avellino. Quick shot there. Just wide of the net there. Sluch just didn't see this through the traffic. Kaibas tries a shot there through some traffic. Wide of the net once again. Kataya floats one down low to Biancan. Biancan plays Avellino down low. Avellino looking for an option now. Taking his time. Avellino looks for the deflection out front. Blocked out in front. Miller going to play it back up top to Avellino. Avellino going to go to Kaibas. Kaibas going to play it down low to Jardine. Jardine looking to spin away for some pressure. Tries a centering pass there. Mountaineers going to send it the length of the ice. That one just wide of the net there. And Flashes, nobody went back to the puck. And the Mountaineers bury that one in the back of the net. That looks like it's going to put the finishing touches on that one. Not sure what happened
Was that not an icing? I'm confused.
Flashes certainly thought an icing was going to get a call, and the refs didn't blow the whistle. And
why wasn't that an icing? The Flashes beat them.
Not sure. Tommy Woods skated all the way back and stuck with the play and played to the whistle, and he gets rewarded there for West Virginia. And With 1:53 left to play. Flash is back to the wall here.
I swear that came ahead of the red line.
Well, it looks like Kataya and Kaibas were skating back for that puck, and they would agree with you on that one as well. They both kind of let up a little bit, waiting for that whistle, and that whistle never came. Tough break there for Kent State.
That to me just was not a good call. I don't know what to say.
Sanchez plays it down low for Tychelis Casey. Flash is trying to salvage anything they can out of this one. Brackett now connects cross ice, and Glamkowski's on a breakaway. Glamkowski, nice move there, nice save. Matty Weiss kept that one out of the net. Matthew Weiss with an impressive save there, but 1:20 left to play. Flashes just trying to do everything they can. Barber now skates it out from behind his own net. Barber taking it all the way into the offensive zone for the Mountaineers. Barber right dot, gonna leave one for Brackett. Sticked away there by Weiss, up and out of play. Just 1:07 left to play in this one. Not a lot of time left for Kent State.
See, Alex, this late in the third with only about a minute left here, you got to look for the positives. And I think one of my positives of the night is definitely going to be that Mountaineer going to celebrate after hitting what he thought was the nastiest goal of the night, just to find out that Matty Weiss stopped it without a problem.
Matthew Weiss making some huge saves tonight, and 5 goals on the board for the Mountaineers. Not reflective at all of Matty Weiss' performance in net. Made some crucial saves for the Flashes here tonight. Now 1 minute left to play in regulation. Hall just going to try to send this one through the neutral zone. Sent right back to where it came from. Now onto the stick of Kyle Holmes. No touch there from the Flashes, so that will be an icing going against Kent State. It's going to pull this puck all the way back into their zone.
Unfortunately, again, this is definitely going to seal the deal for the Flashes. Either we're going to see the biggest comeback in ACHA history with them getting 3 goals in 50 seconds, or unfortunately, your Flashes are not going to walk away with a win here tonight. Realistically, I think they played a very inconsistent game. Again, they had a very, very strong first period, but it felt like they were kind of on the decline since that first period, at least when it comes to their energy level.
I would agree with you, Max. They came out firing in that first period, starting off with that early first goal, and since then, they've kind of taken a step back. Seems like they're playing on their heels a little bit. Frustrating one here tonight for the Flashes, and as time winds down now, 28 seconds. They're going to have a game tomorrow at Duquesne. Another CMHA matchup for the Flashes tomorrow night, and they're going to have to look to regroup as the seconds just wind off the clock here. Schmidt going to play one up to his teammate there, broken up there. Tychelis Casey with possession. Time winding down, skates in, left dot. Tychelis Casey tries a shot. Going to be gloved up by West Virginia. He's just going to throw that puck down. Refs didn't blow the whistle, and Briggs just going to hold this puck in his own zone. And that will be the game tonight, folks, with the final score. West Virginia Mountaineers coming out on top with 5. Your Kent State Golden Flashes with 2. And as we said, not to beat a dead horse, Max, just a tough loss here tonight for the Flashes. Not their best game.
I agree. I'm going to be so honest. I just feel like the first period they came out with all this energy, but it almost felt like they tired themselves out after the first and kind of weren't able to match the Mountaineers' speed in all of the periods that were after that. And disappointing loss. However, as you said, tomorrow they're playing a game in Duquesne, or they are set to do so. Again, we have some bad weather rolling in, so hoping if they do travel, they travel safely. And realistically, the Flashes have beat Duquesne before and could beat them very well again tomorrow. So if you're looking to kind of follow a game as the Flashes get even closer to the playoffs, that's a great game for you to kind of keep an eye on and see how they're doing.
Absolutely, and wrapping up here tonight, season series split between these two. Flashes got the better of the Mountaineers in their first meeting of the season. The Mountaineers get the better of the Flashes tonight, so they split the season series. West Virginia improves to 12, 11-2, now 37 points. Flashes drop to 14, 10-1, still at 41 points. Flashes still cemented in that number 2 spot in the CHMA, but a tough draw for them tonight. And as you said, Max, if they play that game through the bad weather, got to look to regroup and steal 2 points tomorrow night at Duquesne.
Absolutely.
Well, that'll wrap up our broadcast tonight here live from the Kent State Ice Arena, folks. Thank you to everybody who tuned in and all the fans who came out tonight. It's been a packed crowd at the Kent State Ice Arena once again, showing some support to the Golden Flashes. But that'll wrap it up for us tonight. My name is Alex Rivera, and I've been joined all night by my partner, Max Moats. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night. And for any updates on the Flashes, tune into the Instagram at Kent State Hockey for any updates on the team. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night.